Boom. Hello everybody and welcome to another buildcraft stream. This time by popular demand we're going back to the Nemesis Arcane Archer. I was actually shocked to get the response that I did on that poll that I posted the other day. Even more shocked to see that the Nemesis kind of had a decisive victory over everything else. Oh, shut up, Stenvar. Jesus. Can't you see I'm doing an intro here? God. Oh, he's referring to the word nomad in your name. By definition, nomads, they roam from place to place without a home. And I just spat all over my pop filter on my microphone. So yeah, back with the Nemesis Arcane Archer. This guy's pretty much, you know, almost done. The only thing we have left with him is just searching out, well, I have all the word walls now. Now I'm just looking for dragons to activate them with, dragon souls to spend on unlocking these things. So I'm just kind of just doing quests, checking stuff off the journal, and in the meantime just hoping that dragons appear, because I've pretty much been all over the place where static dragon spawns occur, and they've been pretty much all cleaned up. I think the one that I haven't done yet is the one in the Silent City with the big sort of sun looking thing, where if you do a full Fus Roda on it, spitting on the mic, he's going hard. Indeed, spitting fire. That's one that I know that I can get, but I'm not sure if it's worth going all the way down into Blackreach for one dragon soul. So, you know, I've just been doing quests. And this is the Thieves Guild quest. It doesn't really have any, you know, significant bearing on the character or the character's story or anything like that. It was just in the quest log, so I started doing it. And you might be surprised to find out that you can pretty much do the entirety of the Thieves Guild quest without having to sneak once. You can just go through and slaughter everything. The only exception is that very first pickpocket. You have to sneak briefly, and you can completely and utterly fail that test, and you'll still get into the Thieves Guild. And from there on out, you can just fight your way through everything. So you don't even have to be thievy. Thievy wonder. Taking the Blue Mountain flowers for sure. Okay, so one other thing that I've come up with, and since you guys are all stalwart viewers of the channel, I think I want to give you guys a sneak peek to one of the gameplay combos that I came up with on this here. Hey Monica. Oh, let me say hello to everybody. So Enigmatic Nomad, it's been a while since we've seen you in the chat. I think it's been a couple weeks. I don't remember seeing you here last week. Maybe you were, and I just had a rough week and don't remember anything that happened last week. But welcome. And we got Mr. B, we got Magus, what's up friends, and we got Monica, we got Icarus. All familiar names. Oh, and Sofa Donna, welcome. Names of people that I like. It has been a couple weeks. Cool. No problem. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at one of the gameplay combos for the Nemesis. Because I've been in full production getting this build guide put together. And one of the cool things that I have figured out. So this Conjure Leviathan jobber here. Okay, I'm going to do a quick save because I'm going to be going back and forth a little bit. I just want to talk through something here. This is the master level warlock summon in Triumvirate, and it is a ritual spell, so you need both hands to cast it. It takes forever to wind up the animation and everything, and then once you do cast it, you get this gigantic monstrosity. Oh, that actually triggered some stuff. He's very powerful. He lasts a very long time, but for me, the time it takes to cast it really takes you out of the fight, and if you are in the middle of a fight, it could spell death at higher difficulty levels, right? Because those ritual casts are, they take a long time, they lock you into the animation, they cost a lot of magicka. So it feels like a waste if you don't have a spirit bound via one of the destruction spells in the warlock tree, right? So let me make sure I got my my hotkeys set up correctly here. It does not look like I do. Which bolt? Which one is this? Okay, so this one's going to be Magister. This one is Bound Bow. Which bolt is maybe a hold? No, that is Kinreeve Sword Storm. Maybe, no, it's not that one. Maybe it's this one? No. Okay, I give up. I gotta go look. So yeah, it takes a really long time to cast. So the conundrum here is that it's best to cast the Leviathan before you go into combat, but you also want a spirit bound before you cast Leviathan. So I have a solve for that. Oh, I know I have it. This is in hotkey 7. Ah, there it is. Hold that button, push that button, and now we have Witch Bolt. Well, certain followers that you have are not essential. Well, depending on your follower mods and stuff like that. I'm running Nether's follower framework, and I have hired Stenvar here to be a bodyguard for me. Well, we can sacrifice Stenvar here. Yeah, hold on. We're too close. We're too close to the bandits here. Let's back off a little bit so casting magic here doesn't trigger combat. So we can sacrifice Stenvar here.
Watch it. What are you
and I like to use Witch Bolt. At this point, you can actually take your bound bow out, shoot him a couple times, and he's dead. And we've bound his spirit for 604 health, which is about 60%. Which actually is great for the Leviathan. So basically we're sacrificing Stenvar's, our follower's spirit, and probably a fair amount of his flesh and blood to create this gigantic monstrosity of a summon here. So we're trading a permanent follower for a more powerful summoned follower, but this is like just a whole bunch of awesome flavor, I think, for a dark mage character, and certainly something that's right up Magus's alley, right? as a dark conjurer character. Hell yeah, man. So this is going to be one of the gameplay combos in the build guide. It gives you a practical way to get this Leviathan out there with while he's powered up with souls and everything like that. It has the Dark Summoner vibe to it by sacrificing a trusted companion. Kind of very Mafala-ish, right? I kind of love it. I'm kind of proud of myself for this one. And that will work in with vanilla followers too. So if you're on Xbox One or, you know, Xbox, and you only have the Skyrim suite installed and you don't have access to like a follower mod or a follower framework mod or ouch, or you don't like them, you want to use the vanilla follower system, then this is what you do. That's awesome. So what the Leviathan gets in his powered up state that he doesn't get in his normal state is, I think you saw those chains there that were attached to the enemy. That keeps them rooted in one spot, which is extremely valuable for a ranged archer character, because you can use your mobility to gain some distance. They can't move because they're chained to the spot by the Leviathan, and you can just wail on them. Soul Bowl build for the win, yeah. Pixelated, no filter, YouTube. Welcome, welcome. That is a new name, at least one I haven't heard in a while, I think. So always good to see new names in the stream chat there. Evandro Apanis, what's up? Love to see you playing that build again. I was playing with my version of it last week. Took some prints also. If you want to see them, I will be honored. Yeah, absolutely. I'm on Discord. You can send them to me, or if you have like a YouTube channel, you can @ me if you post them on your community tab. I'm Karn114 on Discord. That's where most of you folks are coming from, I think, because I harass everybody on all those channels whenever I stream. Whoops. Sidestep that. Yeah, I was actually shocked at the response on that poll that I put out on Thursday. Once just the participation in it. I think I had like 62 votes or something like that. And we don't get that many viewers of the live stream at the time, right? But these VODs do end up getting, you know, on average between like 300 and 400 views over the course of a couple weeks. So there are a lot more people watching these streams than are doing it live. So I do want to take that into consideration when I post these polls and things like that of what people want to see. And I'm not always going to post the polls because sometimes I have a plan for where I want to go with a certain character or what I want to do on a live stream, or there's just one character concept that I really just want to play. And in that case, I'll just do it without asking anybody, because that's ultimately what's going to make for the best stream and the best content. But right now I'm kind of in a bit of an undefined state with a lot of these characters, right? So the Steger was great. I love the response I got to that one. And I'm looking forward to playing more of him again too, but I haven't had a chance this week to really do a lot of the sort of behind the scenes things that I need to do with him. I need to upgrade his gear. I need to sell off a lot of stuff. Need to like do things like get training, establish some utility type things like getting the campfire stuff up and running. I need to get like a tent crafted and all that stuff. And I would rather not do that on stream. I'd rather make actual progress toward the character concept and discuss build options and things like that with everybody. So he wasn't really ready to go. I could have gotten him ready within a couple days, but I wanted to see what everybody else wanted to see with the stream, because we also have Scorpion, which we'd done the last 2 weeks, I think, before the Steger last week. So I don't want people to get, pardon the pun, burnt out on Scorpion there, which I think some people already are, to be honest. The viewership on those streams are not as high as some of these other ones. Seems like people enjoy the original build concepts more than one that's derived. I'm still having a ton of fun with him, so I will still get a build guide out for him at some point. But right now, that's the lowest viewership one. Though there are a few stalwart viewers that are really keen on seeing where that build goes and where the story goes on that. So I'm not abandoning him. He's still around. I'm still having a ton of fun playing him. And then there's also the Nemesis guy here, which he's pretty much concept complete, right? And in fact, the build guide is in full production. I'm writing the script. I'm taking B-roll, trying to gather specific footage of specific scenarios, things like that. I went back and checked all these bandits, by the way, because I'm still looking for Eldritch pages. This is a Hermaeus Mora build, along with the arcane archery aspects of things. And there are a few Eldritch tomes that I have not been able to create yet. So the one with the higher numbers on them, the 6s and 7s here, are ones that I haven't been able to craft yet. So I'm still looking for, I don't know, 3 or 4 different Eldritch pages to complete the sets on these. That will help strengthen the character. This character is very, very strong. With the alchemy and the enchanting, he has very little problem with very much, but he can get overwhelmed by physical attackers. He is very squishy, especially against like high-level melee bandits and other things that do a lot of physical damage. Imperious High Elves have an intrinsic weakness to physical damage through their nerf to armor rating. They get buffed enchantments on their gear. They get reduced armor rating from what they're wielding. So physical damage hurts. We have to make up for that with just overpowering offense and mobility and just, you know, having meat shields and powerful conjurations to fall back on. So that's my rant. That's my buildcraft rant. What race is this build? Because it would be a good choice for a dark elf. Ah, just answered your question there on accident, didn't I? Yeah, it's a high elf. And I picked high elf for a couple different reasons. Mainly, I wanted contingency. And that was because at lower levels, casting the bound bow was very hard with, well, being able to cast a conjured minion and flinging around the destruction spells from the triumvirate warlock archetype and casting a bound bow was all very resource heavy for magicka. But with contingency, you can bind a lot of spells to just unsheathing your weapon or raising your hands, basically, even if you're unarmed. Just going from regular standing stance to like put up your Duke stance. Would you would be able to cast for free a summon and a bound bow. So that helped out a lot earlier in the game. Now that I'm kind of leveled up with a lot of magicka and enchantments, and my conjuration and destruction skill are really up, are up really high, and I have the Lion's Arrow perk that casts our destruction spells for free every time we loose an arrow that's been fully drawn. I don't have any magicka concerns anymore, so yeah, Dark Elf would work really well for this one too. I agree. Dark Elves are a little more open to Daedra worship, and this guy fits in very well with Daedra worship. She needs to close her legs. The war is over. Oh my god.
How can shadows
Stepped right on that.
Impossible.
Hey, we got Haster in the chat. Greetings to you as well, friend. And John Pittman.
Like that.
A lot of folks in chat today. I love it. Love the new Nord Assassin. Caught up with the video after the fact. Yeah, no problem at all.
Everything went dark.
Looking forward to showing you what's coming down the pipeline for that. In fact, I'm kind of excited to see what comes of him because it's still kind of nebulous. He's still kind of wallowing in the primordial ooze right now. He hasn't yet evolved to his final form, and I don't know what that form is going to look like yet. So it's going to be fun building it with all you guys. He's kind of wide right now in terms of all the stuff that I want to be able to do with him. I'm hoping I can find a more refined play style like I have with this build. Looks like I left all my conjurations behind. That happens from time to time. We left poor Stenvar in the dust back there, which is fine. We'll get access to Brynjolf and Karlia here. They'll be good meat shields. They tend to be pretty durable. I love that you utilize the Warlock Conjuration with an Archer. Fantastic concept and very unique build. Yeah, thanks. I actually had the playstyle for this in mind before I had the rest of the build. So that's why things seem like really tight and well-defined with this one. Yeah, I appreciate it. I really enjoy it as well. And I'm really glad that it's become so popular. People really like watching this one. And it's something that people can do on their own, too. It's all just, you know, basically Triumvirate and Ordinator. You got those two and you're good to go. For flavor, you can do the armor set, Magus's armor set. I'm not sure, Magus, did you end up putting this back up on Bethesda.net for the Xbox folks? Ooh, this hurts. Okay, I do have... This is the shout I've been working on with... Oh, they're immune. Bummer. Yeah, so I started with the gameplay concept. Well, actually, I started with the armor set. The armor set that the character is named after. Magus's armor set here. And I started building out from there. And that inspired me to come up with a play style with the, you know, the warlock conjurations and the bound bow and everything. And then everything else from there, everything else that I've built this character out with has been just augmenting and strengthening that specific play style. So it's not like this character can do a whole bunch of different stuff. I think that kind of diminishes a well-defined character and a character concept. So keeping things simple and centric around one or two things that they can do really well really goes a long way toward strengthening the identity of that build, right? So that's what I focused for in this one, and people seem to really like it. I can't wait to drop the full build guide on here. I think it's going to be a good one. So I'm hoping I can find something. It's not going to be as tight as this one, but I'm hoping that with the Steger I can find something close. Gotta love the Magisters. I love doing the skeet shooting whenever they pop something up in the air, and then I use the eagle eye to try to shoot them out of the sky. It's so much fun. No, they kept wanting me to change the mod, and even though it was part of the original armor, the potion bottles, I can only assume they did not want it on BNet, so I removed it for them. Okay, good call. I put it back up once, giving them another chance, but they ruined it. Oh, jeez. So needy. So, yeah, sorry, guys. This one is PC only, but there are other armor sets that you can find that are kind of close, or you can kind of replicate it a little bit. You can use like mage robes. I mean, even just like the regular old mage robes can work well. I've done some investment into the light armor skill tree, just mostly for the critical strikes and the stamina regeneration, but it's not really necessary, right? The light armor stuff that I'm using in this build is not super key to things, right? It just kind of strengthens what I can already do, as I've mentioned. But yeah, you can get pretty close to this with just regular mage robes, I think. I'm trying to think of a robe like, well, there's probably other armor mods out there that add light armor to robe sets on Bethesda.net, I'm sure. Basically, you want like a robe and a hood to complete sort of like the Arcane Archer look. This is why, yeah, it's pretty toxic over there, huh? Very demanding. Entitlement, sure. With Valkyrie, you can kind of go for more magey aesthetic by wearing robes, light boots, and gauntlets, and leather paddings, which count as armor. Yeah, that's one aspect of Valkyrie that sounds really, really cool to me. Very intriguing is the sort of the armor pads that you can craft. Very cool.
I found them like that.
Could use the new leather in CC set. Yeah, that would be cool too.
It's too late. We should tread carefully. I wouldn't be surprised if he's left behind a few surprises for us.
Yeah, the leather scout armor, I think is what they call it. Or you could even do the elven hunter gear. That's kind of like, it has some of the elven pieces in it, but then it's also kind of leather and hooded. That's a really cool set, I think. The textures leave a little bit to be desired, but I think Zavbio, some of his retexture mods help with that. Serana. I don't think Serana's here, is she? Serana gets a little wonky with nethers from time to time. You have to do some manual exporting and importing of her, but you can get around it. I use Vocrinator, Ordinator, Valkyrie Combined. Yeah, that's kind of like the ultimate in buildcraft, right? That gives you the best of both worlds. There's also, I think, Vocrinator Black, which adds in some stuff from Adamant, I think. Simon Magus's perk overhaul. So if you really want the best of all worlds, that's the one to go with. But if you want to stay centric on Skyrim,
What's that?
then yeah, Vocrinator's the way to go. And I think there are some other flavored combinations of things like that
I'm
too.
on it, lass.
Because it's the way you get mod, yeah.
Damn it.
Like the
There's
way.
no way through.
Well, it's not a whole lot of options for anybody else. I mean, using MO2 and Nexus is...
He's toying with us.
It's hard to argue that that's not like the best
We'll be
way.
ready for him. Let's keep
Because
moving.
in terms of customizability, putting things where you want, and then actually being able to debug and troubleshoot things, MO2 and you know, just however else you get your mods besides that is the way to go. People have their preferences and things like that. Other mod organizers work fine, and you can do all that through Bethesda.net too. But yeah, people do things in all kinds of different ways for all kinds of different reasons.
Look at the size of this place. Have you ever seen anything like
I try to
it
keep
in
my
life,
concepts, you know, as simple as possible, so that you can try to be Skyrim centric, because I know that's available pretty much everywhere. So at least you guys can get the gameplay stuff pinned down.
Guild?
Okay, next time we get a chance, I want another Leviathan out there. So basically, I want another high-level Falmer to kill. I'm already topped up on lockpicking. That's not going to give me anything. Those two are so hopeless at sneaking. They are indeed. For being like top tier in Mercer, even at the quest that you do where you go hunt down Carlia, right? Okay, the Nemesis here is not very fleet of foot, so we're gonna have to hurry on this one. Scorpion would be much better with his Shadow Dance teleports. Did I get him?
Who's that?
Yeah, we got him. Okay. I don't think I've seen Eldritch pages pop up on Dead Falmer, which is weird. You would think that they would have the Eldritch pages, being as they are a humanoid race. You find them on Draugr, which were another, you know, former humans before they became embalmed or whatever, or just rotted from time. Falmer, you would think from their days as being regular old snow elves, they would have some lingering Eldritch pages in their inventory.
That's the end of that.
But I don't think I've ever seen one. I've actually found them on Spectral Warhounds in the Mage's questline. I think it's Labyrinthian where you encounter those for some reason. I've also found them on Ice Wraiths just recently. Oh.
Bless
That's
you.
why I'm the...
And I was going to cast Leviathan, but I'm not going to do that with the Skeever Spirit. That's for sure.
Another day.
I don't think I need any more Skeever ingredients either. Your horses are invisible. CFTO. I'm not sure what CFTO is, honestly. But it sounds like Magus has heard of it. Palmer now have white souls. Yeah, they've kind of degenerated, right? That is kind of sad. Whoa! Okay. They've devolved at the hands of the dwarves. Whoops. Stepped on enough of those.
Looks like we can take the low road or the high road across this chamber. Your choice.
Dark mages always take the low road. No, that's actually stupid. Yeah, you never want to take the low road here because there are Falmer snipers up there that will just rain arrows down on you in a gauntlet, so you always want to take the high road on this one. There might be some treasure downstairs there that...
Who's there?
Yeah, see, I got killed just trying to do, just trying to do... Conjure the Leviathan. Oh my god, do I have to go all the way back to the start now? I don't think I've hit a loading door for a while. Okay, no, it's not too bad. Not too bad.
Here. I hope we aren't too late.
Top tier thieves, guild members, wake everyone up. I know, they're supposed to be like the creme de la creme, the very tip top of thieving talent in Skyrim, and they're just completely bumbling and awful.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's left behind a few surprises for us.
Hey, Mr. Vokne. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. Carriage and ferry travel overhaul. Oh, I gotcha, I gotcha. I might even be running that. Haven't had any invisible horses, though. These Thieves Guild do not deserve to wear cool Batman outfits. Their skills don't match the attire. Indeed. Indeed. Ooh, Blackbriar Reserve. Don't mind if I do. And some lockpicks. Always useful. God, I can't believe I have to do all this over again. Well, that illustrates my point about how unfeasible it is to try to cast Leviathan in the middle of battle. Infeasible? Unfeasible?
Mercer's here. I can feel it.
What are you doing inside of me, Carlia? Oh yeah. This is getting freaky. I'm getting a little nauseous. Okay, get off of me. Mostly just taking magical items. I can disenchant them later. Flawless gems I can use for enchanting as well. I pretty much have the endgame gear on this character. Oh, hey, Gail.
What's that?
Welcome, welcome. I mainly have the endgame gear on this character all set up, so not really doing much crafting. But if there's like a follower or something that I want to take along with me, I can gear them up.
Damn it! There's no way through.
Ill-advised to cast that spell in battle, yeah, for sure. as I've so elegantly
He wants us to follow.
demonstrated
we'll
there.
Be ready for him. Let's keep moving.
Died to that trap so many times. How's it going, Gale? Hope you're doing well. What kind of characters have you been working on recently? I wonder. Are you still mostly playing Hogwarts now?
If Mercer leaves here with the eyes, we'll never see him again.
Okay, I think there is a Falmer Warmonger in here somewhere. I'm going to use that for Leviathan if I can single him out.
What was that?
And not attract the attention of other ones.
Back here.
Just as I was getting warmed up.
Okay, now we got a pretty big spirit here bound. We can pour that energy into a Leviathan. There we go. We're going to keep hold of that one for a little while, I think. We have a Magister and we have a Leviathan. Powered up one. Run, 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 run. There's a little bit of a timer on this, so you gotta be quick pulling both of these levers. I know I have the archery enchantment because I'm using it, but I still have some weird compulsion to take all enchanted equipment that I find anywhere at any time.
What was that?
Okay, I feel like that was another warmonger that got blasted into the air, so they're gonna survive that fall. But I don't see where they gone. Maybe he went through the fan blades here.
Your life is forfeit.
Ouch, okay. 70% of my life in one arrow shot there. That's rough.
That's what happens when you cross the kill.
Really? You're not even gonna use a dagger there, Bryn? You just want to kung fu fight everybody? Alright. Not here to babysit. I've got a couple characters I'm considering. A Dunmer mage working on teleportation using the new Morel Bismuth player home. Oh, nice. And a Houndmaster inspired by wind using the new Dog's Life mod. Okay, yeah. I'm kind of curious about the Dog's Life mod. That's the Dark Fox mod, right? He's the same guy who did the Cat's Life. I always thought that was a pretty cool mod, but I've always been more of a dog person than a cat person myself. So I might be more apt to try that mod out. But those sound like both really cool concepts. Should have some fun with them. Oh, here's that other warmonger. We blasted off into the stratosphere and didn't see where they landed. Now debating between playing a Witcher character or the Wood Orc. I took out CACO and replaced it with the smithing oils. Okay. Yeah, I did a couple long playthroughs with CACO, and oh, the bombs I think were the coolest thing. The Witcher style bombs that they did. Other than that, I didn't really use anything else, and I just found it frustrating that they changed vanilla effects so much. I don't need to bother with the skeevers this time around. I think I'm already maxed out on archery skill. Destruction skill, maxed out on all the major stuff.
Take the low road or the high road across this chamber.
Doing a quick save here just in case we get into trouble again. We already got a Leviathan up and running now anyway, so. Forget you usually alchemy recipes. Yeah, indeed. So it's like, it's fine, right? A lot of people use CACO. I think that a lot of the changes that they do to the effects on some of the ingredients, they make a lot of sense. And they work to fill in some gaps in the alchemy tree, as far as like, you know, damage on poisons that damage the undead, which are great. Okay, I'm getting shot at again from an archer. Yep, there we go. And that poison hurts. Even to the point of injury. Somebody want to go take care of that, please? Leviathan? Nobody? Okay, now I see ya. Now you're dead, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Get chopped. By my big nasty conjuration. Witcher characters are fun. Yeah, I kind of want to do a Witcher character too. Cat's Life is a staple and never leaves my load order since it's a Dark Fox mod. I'm sure a Dog's Life will be an equally good mod. Most likely, huh? He was streaming it up. Yeah, I think I saw him. I didn't actually get to stop in and watch the stream, although I have stopped by on some of his streams before, and they're always fun. You learn a lot from him as he's doing like a modding stream.
No mercy for the weak.
And he's always like super cordial and nice to people, which for a mod author is both impressive and rare.
You're dead.
Am I out of healing potions? Ooh, I am. Okay. What hotkey was that? Two, 3, 4, probably. Yeah, I'm thinking 4. Yep, there it is. Okay. Who is shooting? Oh, he's up there. Who are you?
Your death will be swift.
You just made the last mistake of your life.
Shadows consume you.
Carlia is supposed to be like the super archer of this group, right? She's not doing anything. When I sacrificed Stenvar earlier for a Leviathan, I was thinking that Brynjolf and Carlia at least made decent meat shields. They're not even doing that. They're just basically useless. I feel like their area of perception is super small. Like, enemies detect us before they even know that the enemy is there. And they have to get shot in the butt like 17 times before they even start fighting them. So annoying. Oh, yep, stepped on that trap. Oh, almost stepped on that one too. Carlia stepped on that one. Hey, Ben Bradley, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Let me catch up on chat real quick here. Created a Wood Orc character, though I haven't played her yet, based on the Skypothesis Wood Orc character build. Yeah, that was a cool one. Love Skypothesis. They've been MIA for a while, though. Wonder when their next season's going to be, or if they're going to have one. She's more like Ciri. She doesn't have the mutations, but she's using the signs. Oh, cool. It doesn't bother me, as I never used alchemy in vanilla. Well, there you go. A lot of people have never used alchemy, but it is a very deep system that is very powerful, and if you're trying to play on higher difficulty levels, it helps a lot. But yeah, it's not for everybody. It's kind of, well, it's very tedious. But if you know what you're doing and where to look for the right ingredients, then you can minimize the tedium and maximize the benefits. Alchemy is a broken skill, both vanilla and modded. You can become a monster if you play your cards right. Indeed. Absolutely. Then I'm doing something wrong. You're probably doing something wrong. Alchemy's... It is the strongest skill in the game, hands down. I mean, it's easy. It's an easy one for me. Vanilla, Ordinator, Simon Rim, Vokri, anything. Alchemy is by far the strongest skill in the entire game for any build. Yeah, he's one of the good ones. Indeed. What little I've learned in the creation kit comes entirely from Dark Fox's. Yes, he is a great teacher. I've got quite a few Dark Fox mugs downloaded. Some of them have permanent spots in my load order. Yeah, they're all great. I used Caranthir Tower for a long time, and I tried to minimize my mod list a while back and tried to cut out the things that I wasn't using all that much. And a lot of modded player homes went along with that, so I kind of just, I have... Hearthfire works well. I have some of the CC player homes, and I have Ryak's End, and that's really it. I think I'm good on player homes otherwise. I think Carlia D-levels to your level for this section, but don't quote me on that. I mean, it could be. My level's pretty high, though. Level 55, and that's not even considering I probably have, like, at least 2 or 3 levels queued up, just because I haven't had any chance to go into the skill menu for a while. So Carlia, if she's D-leveling to my level, should still be pretty good. I think they're always just consistently terrible in this stretch. Saw your stream and just wanted to say hi. Hey, no problem. Thanks for dropping by. All the alchemy overhaul talk sounds like so much to learn, but it sounds good too. Yeah, some people, you know, just want to get in and start role-playing. Other people want to find depth in it. You can combine the two. I first discovered my own appreciation and love for alchemy when I was doing an alchemy-specific roleplay playthrough, and that was the Chemical Whispers sort of machinima series that I have on my channel. And kind of once you do that, it sticks with you. That was actually CACO, and I played that guy for probably hundreds of hours, but then I still have more knowledge of the vanilla ingredients and everything, so I decided to go back. I thought that CACO was doing too much, too many patches. Patch management on that was just a nightmare, so I switched back to vanilla for alchemy anyway. Carlia is meant to be the best archer and sneak. Bethesda messed up big time. NFFs are better at both. Indeed. Indeed they are. I want to make Bear Grylls never use alchemy, only ever eat raw ingredients. Nice. And then deal with the horrible, horrible gas you get afterwards. Alchemy really is the best. That's why I'm so worried. I spent 12 years learning vanilla alchemy. Oh, no, I still use vanilla alchemy. I think it's better than any of the modded stuff. Some of the modded overhauls, they add some really cool things, but I think vanilla alchemy is tops in my book. I like it best. I overhaul a lot of things with this game, but alchemy I think is something that's just fine with vanilla. I don't have a problem with it at all. Where's Carlia's bow? I have it. I either sold it or I put it on display somewhere. But I think at this point, oh no, maybe not. Maybe Carlia still has it until she gives it to me. I don't know. Vanilla followers are terrible. I don't know. They're just awful. Just curious, what do you do when MO2 says there's data extraction error? Probably re-download the package. Sounds to me that you either have a bad package that you pulled down from somewhere, or whatever your extraction program is just having trouble with it. Probably a corrupted package though. I want my characters to have strength and dex scores. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing Diablo 4 a lot, and just having those stats there and knowing what to work on to level up and everything is helpful. You get some granular control over how your characters behave. That might go a long way for followers too. Yeah, we'll see. Hello, Mr. James Ansel. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. One of the few things I like about CACO is the Detect Life Potion, because I think it's the first TES game without one. Oh, interesting. I do remember there was one in Oblivion, that's for sure. And it's very useful. It would make it so that you don't have to download a mod like Predator Vision or something. Or make every character an alteration mage just so you can sense other characters. I make a lot of use of the
Sure as bones. Look at that
campfire
monstrosity.
instincts.
It's a dwarven centurion. They're tough and very deadly.
We can take the
Okay,
beast
let's get
on
back
horse
in there,
and
huh?
I
Your
hear
call,
some.
lad. We're right behind you.
Come, coward. Now we fight.
Out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's Carlia with her bow. She's using the nightingale bow there. She's got it. We got somebody casting chain lightning on us here from somewhere. Very resistant to magic right now, so that's okay. It's the physical damage that hurts me. God, these warmongers are tough. Oh, now we got the Centurion. Yeah, we're not... the Nemesis is not sneaky. I mean, he's also not stupid, but he is a combat archer at heart, right? He's not going to go head first into situations that are going to get him killed. He's going to think about things strategically. But he's also not going to go in undetected, right? He's going to be able to stay in the perimeter of the battlefield. He's pretty mobile. He wears light armor, so he's able to dodge out of the way of things. Oh, and he gets over encumbered every now and then. We have a plan for that. It's called the Secret Servant.
I don't suppose you'll carry some of this for a while?
Which really fits the character concept really well, I think.
I live to serve.
Oh, he's already overloaded. Maybe not overloaded, but he's got... Oh, mostly just ingredients. That's good. Okay, bought us a little bit of
so much fun.
Little bit of leeway with the cucumbers there. Campfire as instincts, or is that's campfire? I don't know if it comes with Frostfall separately, but I think it's specifically campfire. I don't want that skeever coming. Okay, this trap right here kills me every single time. I've been through here hundreds of times. I have, hold on. How many? $3,969 out. Nice. Almost 4,000 hours in Skyrim SE, almost 400 in regular Skyrim. I got another few hundred on PS3, probably another 50 or 60 on PS5, probably another 30 or 40 on PS4, and then another 40 or 50 on Switch. So I play a lot of this game. I've been through here dozens, if not hundreds of times, and this thing hits me every single time, and it almost got me again, and this thing hurts bad. That thing has just outright killed so many characters. So many. It's ridiculous. But I caught it this time. Just barely. Hunterborn does have that, along with 10,000 other things. So deep with features. Yeah, that's another thing. Hunterborn has become a staple of my load order. It adds a lot, but it doesn't require a lot of patching. It doesn't overwrite a lot of things. And it stays out of the way. You can keep it deactivated. So I've kept it in there, and it does add a lot of very powerful alchemical potions too, or alchemical ingredients. Sort of on par with a lot of the CC ingredients that were added by the rare curios. So you can just make these insanely powerful potions without any kind of like restoration loop exploits or excessive just numbers of crafting loops. You don't need it, you just need to find the right ingredients. You can make insanely powerful potions by just non-exploitative crafting procedures. Okay, we got another archer over there. Those things have been killing me. Get them to distract the archer, and then I can take him out from a distance.
The afterlife will bring you darkness.
Anybody excited for Baldur's Gate 3? It's one of those role players paradise games. Lots of deep dialogues and like companion quests and relationship things and stuff like that. A lot like a BioWare game, I would say, but maybe even deeper. They actually moved the release of that game up a month, which rarely happens. It does happen, but it's rare. And I think specifically they did not want to compete with Starfield, so they moved up a month to get out of that release window. I don't know. I think I'm going to be too busy. I got too much stuff to play. I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 on my PS5 when I'm out on the couch. I've been playing Diablo 4 since that came out, and I'm loving that game. And I've been playing Street Fighter 6 since that came out. And those last two are both live service games that require a lot of attention, especially if you're doing like the season passes and stuff like that, and trying to get all the FOMO gear. Predator vision is buggy? I don't know if I've had any trouble with Predator vision, honestly. It's always worked pretty well for me. I mean, you have to find an ENB that works with it with the night eye fix and everything, but other than that, it's been fine for me. Oh, just Dark Souls style quest mod. From, oh, that sounds cool. You don't get a lot of those on Xbox, do you? Those like quest mods. We've had one for PC for a while called Vigilant that's supposed to be really good. I haven't played through it yet, but I would like to try it. I love a good quest mod. If you're not interested in survival mods and not a magical character, then Detect Life and Detect Dead potions are really helpful. Indeed, yeah. It's nice to have non-magical options for staple things like Detect Life, right? I went a while playing survival modes and then just wasn't interested for a bit. I imagine at some point I'll go back to not being interested in them. Yeah, that's the same for me. It gets a little tedious, the survival stuff does. For me, a lot of the survival stuff, it doesn't feel like it adds anything to the game. It just feels like it restricts what I can do and what I want to do. It gets in the way of things that I want to do. Which for some people that's immersive, and to a certain degree, yes, it is immersive. It's realistic, but I want to have fun, man. That's the problem I have with survival stuff, is it's just really restrictive. So yeah, I'll usually try survival stuff out. It becomes more of a novelty, but it's never like the main way I like to play a game. I think they're adding the Gloomstalker subclass for Rangers and BG. Oh, that sounds awesome. Best martial build in 5e, in my opinion. Awesome. It just sounds cool. The Gloomstalker Ranger. What? I want to play a Gloomstalker. I know nothing about 5e. Well, very little. I did some research on the 5e Druid when I did my Druid guide. But my understanding of that was just like paper thin. I was just trying to find some info on what makes the Druid class tick before I kind of started the playthrough and before I started talking about it in a build guide. But Gloomstalker sounds awesome. Lexi's audit list, the mod is failing 3 times out of 5. Interesting. Yeah, I've never had a problem with it, and it hasn't changed much, right? All right, minions, get in there. Do your job, meat shield.
Shadows consume.
That's what happens when you cross the guild. Really care about the poisons. We do enough lingering damage with our witch bolt.
The dwarves were a cruel race.
Indeed they were. Pragmatic to a fault. Had a hard time seeing People as people. Kind of like the Vulcans of Elder Scrolls universe, I guess. The dwarves. Except without the morality. Ah, oh, he got me good. I thought I dodged it, but he like adjusted somehow.
I heard something.
I think I'm running mortal enemies too, so I mean he should not have been able to adjust his attack path there. He must have just led me. Take care of the mage. Ooh, no, the archer needs to go down first. He's the biggest threat. The mage, at least I can resist the magic.
My blade thirsts for your blood.
With the enchantments I have.
Darkness consume
You do little to resist the physical and poison damage from the archers.
Consume you.
And here I am still checking for... See, it's giving me Forgotten Magic Tomes, but not Eldritch Pages. I guess I could just... Well, the Falmer Gears are nice to have, too. I guess I could just ignore looting these guys altogether. As soon as I say that now, there's going to be Eldritch Pages all over all of these, I'm sure. It's the way it works. Love the shrooms. Gonna mix all these shrooms up into a real nice happy sauce. Expert lock. I think one of these is just not even locked at all. Yeah. I guess if you need the lock picking skill, looking for progression, then you can go through the exit door or the expert door, but otherwise, why wouldn't you just go in the open one? One of the best 5e ranger subclasses. I do that for Skyrim too. Figured a way to bring the Swarmkeeper Ranger into Skyrim. Works extremely well. 5e is full of cool build. Yes, indeed it is. D&D, I don't play D&D. I don't think I would be able to manage a group for that long or be able to commit to one. Although it is something I have always wanted to do. I'm very realistic with my lack of capability for actually being able to maintain something like that. But there is a ton of information out there, and a lot, even like a lot of the roleplay tips and stuff that you get for D&D will apply to Skyrim as well. So I do try to consume some of the D&D content from time to time. It does help me with my Skyrim endeavors. I do agree full-heartedly with that. I do appreciate Skyrim for turning the Thieves Guild into Sopranos-style scumbags. Indeed. Darken ad on the Nexus 2017. Okay, so Darken's already there.
Swift but painful end.
Probably around the same time as Vigilant. I don't think Vigilant was that much earlier than 2017, was it? Or 2017. Oh my god, that one shot and then the poison almost took me all the way down. Get in there.
There you are. My blade thirsts
Levy.
for your blood.
Levi the Leviathan? Yeah, his name is Levi now.
That's why I'm the best.
So yeah, I might get Baldur's Gate 3. I played some of Baldur's Gate, well, I played a lot of Baldur's Gate 1. I never was able to get past the last encounter, the final encounter of that game. But that game gave me more restart-itis than any other game that I've ever played, like even more than Skyrim. I feel like the character progression and like the class system and everything on that was just, it was so deep that like you get halfway through one playthrough and then you'd be like, oh man, I kind of wish I had done this. I want to do a druid now, or I think I can make a dual class mage warrior work or something like that. And the game was very, very challenging, right? There, a lot of old school RPGs, you had to have a very, I wouldn't say specific strategy, but your strategy would have to be airtight. You would have to do things in a very specific way a lot of the time to get through a lot of the fights. Like a lot of the old NES RPGs were like that. It was more of like a puzzle trying to figure out the process of, you know, grinding for skill levels to get that level up, and then resting back in town in a way that you would be able to consistently level up so you can get to the next area. It was all about finding that process. I think like the original Dragon's Warrior was like that, and the original Final Fantasy game was kind of like that too. And that's where that difficulty came from. And Baldur's Gate was kind of like the same way. It's like the grinding part wasn't difficult. You could go into endgame with a fully leveled up character, but then the party mechanics were a big part of it, right? So you needed to make sure that you had a mage casting like haste, so that you would get more turns. You would have to make sure that you have like your ranged people all set up, that your tanks are set up correctly so that they would survive the onslaught of the powerful enemies, and then things like making sure that your mages were rested up so that they had access to like all their spells, and they had spells left to cast, because in that game it's kind of like the Vancian magic in Ordinator. It was like you only get a certain amount of spells to cast, and then once you cast them all up, you're all done until you sleep somewhere, which makes it very difficult for longer dungeons. And especially since there's a level cap in Baldur's Gate 1, that made it very important that you maxed out your party in a very specific way, and the classes that comprised the party as a whole like made sense and synergized together in a very specific way. So I enjoyed the leveling up and the grinding aspect of Baldur's Gate and the class system and everything, but once I got to that last character, it was very difficult for me. And we lost our Leviathan again. So we're gonna have to go in. Actually, let's do Ravagors this time around. They're more aggressive. They're melee. They're better meat shields than the Magisters. So they're gonna hunt down Mercer and maybe pin him down.
One of us at the end of a blade. What's Carlisle been filling your
if they can find him?
Tales of thieves with honor, oaths ripe with falsehoods and broken promises. Nocturnal doesn't care about you, the key, or anything having to do with the guild. Revenge, is it? Have you learned
it's not
nothing
about
from your
Nocturnal.
time
This is
with
personal.
us? When will you open your eyes and realize how little my actions differ from yours? Both of us lie, cheat, and steal to further our own end.
Well, of course, but I don't try to convince you that it's okay.
It's clear you'll never see the skeleton key as I do, as an instrument of limitless wealth. Instead, you've chosen to fall over your own foolish code.
Oh my god, can we fight now?
Then the die is cast, and once again my blade will taste nightingale blood.
Thinks he's Eddie Guerrero, indeed. He's gonna go for that frog splash off the top of the Falmer statue.
Meantime, perhaps you and Trigil get better acquainted.
I see ya. Oh yeah, the Ravagore sniffed him out right away. That's awesome. That was the right choice, I think.
Taking control of you.
Yeah, this guy's going down easy. Oh, look at him scramble. Too bad, Mercer. Wow, he had a lot of stuff on him. Look at all this. Don't know if I already have absorb health. I think I do. Burning, I'm sure I have. Definitely take the eyes here. Skeleton key, yeah, gonna need that. Take all the ultimate potions too. And how's encumbrance? Just barely okay. We're gonna be over encumbered once we get the Nightingale bow, so we're gonna have to deal with that coming out into Bronzewater Cave. But we'll get there.
Another way out of here before the place fills with water.
Mercer phrase encumbrance score was massive. It is indeed. What's up, Bryn? How long has it been since you've taken a bath? Well, we're about to fix that. I wonder how well the Ravagores can swim. Doesn't look like they can swim too well. Kind of just sink. I can never remember where the hole. I can never find the hole. You gotta wait for it to fill up a little bit more. Okay, I'm lost. Hopefully I have a potion of water breathing here. Yeah, look at that. Oops, didn't mean to level up there. Okay, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Meant to go to the map and went to the skill tree instead. Okay, so it's over to the left here. Oh, right above the Falmer head. Okay. It's behind the Snow Elf's head. Okay, thank you, Monica. Hunterborn effect, Charis, and Flying Bug. Forget the name. Yeah, just the Charis Hunter, I believe. And there's the Hunter Fledgling, and then there's the Hunter Reaper, I think. Never finding the hole is a bad quality in a golfer.
Sorry,
and
Mark.
other things.
I've got important things to do. We'll speak another time.
Billiards, for example. All right, what do I have here that I can chuck? Don't need the troll skull. Probably don't need the gold ingot either. Don't think I need the silver ingots. Don't need that, I already have it. Okay, should be good for now. All right, guys, will you get in here? Stop piss farting around. Oh, Carlia has those fancy dragon bone arrows.
I can't believe it's over.
Using some high-level stuff there.
25 years in exile, and just like that, it's done.
Could have contributed a little more, though.
To ensure the safe return of the skeleton key.
For Hunterborn, I don't know that they give anything more than
not.
vanilla.
When
I
the
think you still get the Charis
skeleton
eggs, you get the Charis
several
antenna, but I don't know that
our
I've seen
access to the
anything
inner sector was
expanded
removed.
from Hunterborn.
The only way to bring it back will be through the Pilgrim's Path. It wasn't created for the Nightingales. It was created to test those.
And then
who
they
wish
give
to
you
serve
like the
Nocturnal in other ways.
Charis chitin
As a
that you can
consequence,
use for
I have no knowledge of what you're facing.
crafting and things like that.
Brynjolf is needed back at the Thieves Guild to keep order while you're away. And I can't bear to face Nocturnal after my failure to protect the key. I'm afraid you'll have to face the end of your journey alone.
Didn't expect that kind of weakness and vulnerability from Carlia, but alright. Alright, I
Take this
gotcha.
with you. I'm not certain if it will help within the walls of the Sepulchre. I certainly don't need
I think you make very strong poisons from Charis and Hunterborn. Yeah, so there's the Charis. Yeah, you can extract the poison.
I hope it brings you the same.
And then you can actually strengthen that poison with more poison. So at a cooking station, if you have a whole bunch of Charis venom, you can combine it in like a pot and make a powered up version of it, and then you can do the same with those potions and like another ingredient, like some kind of like mushroom, like a bleeding crown or something like that, or Charis eggs, I think it is, for the Charis poison. And then you can make an even more powerful one, and I think there's one more step after that. But even those poisons, they don't even hold a candle to the just the regular old poisons that you can craft in the vanilla way. They just don't get close at all. Even the most powerful ones are extremely weak compared to traditional poisons that you can craft at an alchemy station. Yeah, you gotta start getting rid of some of this enchanted stuff. Actually, you know, I have enchanting gear. Do I have bone meal? I do, okay. The enchanting supplies comes from campfire. And it synergizes pretty well with Hunterborn in that you get a lot of like animal bones and stuff that you can grind down into bone meal, and then you can use the bone meal in order to place the alchemy enchanter or the enchanting supplies down on the ground and disenchant stuff. Yeah, none of this stuff is new. I've been playing on this profile, or not this profile, but this save for quite a long time. Do have most of the enchantments. Not all of them. There's one key one that I'd like to have that I don't really need, but it's the one that strengthens minions that are around you in a certain radius. I have not found that one yet. I think I can probably find it at the clothing shop in Solitude. Radiant Raiment, I think. There's something rattling around. So is this character evil? Dark Mage, Altmer, Mora, Worshipper, has a Demon Butler, etc. Yeah, I don't think he's going out of his way to be evil. I think he just is inherently evil. He's not making conscious decisions about what's evil and what's not, right? He's not like, okay, what's the worst thing I can do in this situation, right? But inherently, he will put himself ahead of others. He puts his research, he values his research more than he values life of any kind, human life, elven life, anything. He makes decisions that benefit him first and foremost without really any kind of second thought about how it would affect anybody else. And to me, that's the most reasonable way to play an evil character. It can be fun to be an overtly evil character that makes all the wrong decisions, but that's it's not really very realistic, right? I've had characters like that, and they're a blast to play. But when you're trying to do like a serious role play, that doesn't really like jive too much, right? It ends up kind of being tongue-in-cheek and kind of goofy. But yeah, he values power and his research above everything and anything else, and that makes him pretty evil, I think. Fallout 3 evil approach? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's not laughing maniacally until, you know, he does something awesome. Like summons a Leviathan that he bound the spirit of his follower for. He might chuckle a little bit at that just because just the sheer awe of the power inherent in an action like that is just, you know, it makes him a little giddy. Maybe a little giggly. Maybe a little giggity. Okay, so, ooh, all right. Now we are debuffed greatly because we don't have any followers. Let's fix that. Just throw a rabbit core out there so we have something. What's next? We gotta go return the key to the Twilight Sepulchre. But first, we have to go home and just unload some stuff here, I think. Do some inventory management. We don't have to do any crafting. We're all crafted up. I'm ready to go. It ends up being stupid evil rather than what benefits the character. Indeed. Yeah, if you're overtly evil, it just kind of it's goofy. It's funny, it's silly. A little stupid. But the more subtlety evil, you have your, I wouldn't consider this evil, but there are actual, I don't know if I call them disorders, but there are ways that people think that have been studied in psychology. A lot of different like psychopathies, like Machiavellianism, narcissism, and there's another one. This guy exhibits kind of like all of them. They call it like the dark triad, right? It's narcissism, Machiavellianism, and a third one that I can't remember. Somebody in chat might remember, might know. But they're all actually pretty common in real life, and it doesn't make the person evil. It just means that their brain is wired up differently. Their capacity for doing good things is still there. It's just that it's not immediately apparent to them. Psychopathy, that might be it. Just regular old psychopathy. Just good old psychopathy. And it turns out a lot of these people end up being like CEOs and big business industry leaders because they don't think about other people on their way toward achieving their goals, and that's really all it is. They can think about other people and the consequences that their actions have on other people, but it's not immediately apparent. That's not like the first thing they think of. Okay, what am I doing here? I wanted to put the skeleton key away. That actually technically still stays in the inventory, so I can use it for the... God, I hope I can use it. But Ryexend is pretty good about that. You can put the stuff on display and then continue on with the quest, if it's a quest item. If not, I'll just put it back in my inventory via the... Wikipedia says psychopathy? Yeah. I always forget about Ryexend, but such a good player home. It is. It's not very performance friendly. I tried to play it on an old potato computer and it was dragging. It was bad. And I still get a little bit of framiness. Well, I'm getting 100 frames per second now, 140. This is really top end gear here. But yeah, dropping into the 80s on state of the art top end gear is it kind of indicates what it might do on an old Alienware Alpha. Or even last gen hardware. Okay, let's do this. I gotta get rid of all my stuff. I can craft some more healing potions if I need to, but nah, we can do that offline. All right, let's just get rid of crap. Weapons. The Nightingale bow can go there. Ancient Nordic pickaxe, okay. Hunting knife I don't need. We'll just throw all the arrows in there too. Use all the magic arrows. We'll keep those on us because we can actually use those. Sunhallowed Elven arrows. So yeah, that's another thing I was considering with this class or this build was whether or not to go full vampirism, right? I think it fits. Being a dark mage and everything, it definitely fits to be able to have access, or being a vampire, you know, sacrificing morality for power is like what this character is all about. But I just thought that would, it just made the build too wide. I mean, being a vampire wasn't actually going to help with anything that this character already does. I think you get a little bit more a boost to like conjuration, which isn't needed at this point. We're already maxed out on that. I don't need any more power with conjured minions or how long they last. They get a boost to like illusion, I think. They get some boosts to things, but most of it's like centered in human form anyway. It's centered around the hemomancy. And I didn't want to change. That would completely change the archetype of this character if I started if it was hemomancy based instead of triumvirate warlock based. It would change a lot of the synergies and everything. And I didn't want to convolute the playstyle even more by that. That would be awesome, by the way, to figure out what kind of synergies we can do with an arcane archer hemomancer from Sacrosanct. That's another build, but it's not this build. And again, transforming into Vampire Lord, while awesome and would fit the character, just kind of convolutes the playstyle of this and ultimately weakens the identity of the build. So I chose not to be a vampire. The roleplay kind of took a hit on this one because I don't think he would side with the Dawn Guard. Roleplay wise, he would definitely want to get in with the Volkihar vampires and kind of take that over from within. But gameplay wise and class and build wise, it was too much. It was too much for me. It was very unfocused. So that's why I have Sun Hallowed arrows instead of the Vampire Blood arrows. We got to empty out the servant as well, the Dremora Butler. Counterpoint, vampires can be soul trapped, so you would definitely become less fair. Okay, do we have anything else in here that I should put away? Oh yeah, the enchanting supplies for sure. Gonna put all these bones away and everything too. One plus of running a conjured weapon instead of an actual physical corporeal one is that you don't have to worry about recharging an enchanted weapon. Its enchantments are innate, or I'm sorry, not innate, they're implicit, I guess. They're built in. And conjured weapons never run out of charge for those enchantments. Okay, what else did I have here? Oh yeah, I can put the Eyes of the Falmer somewhere before I take them back. I just don't remember where. Bust of the Grey Fox. Golden Urn, here we go. Right here. Alright, filling up the armory a little bit, looking good. What else do we have? Bunch of Eldritch pages. Ogma Infinium. Way too many potions, but we'll get through those. I haven't been using them as fast as I should have. Or I should be. Okay, let's get the servant back out here. We'll unload him as well, and then we'll continue on.
Certainly, sir.
Can't do a take all on this one. Just have to do it all individually, I guess. Oh wow, he's wielding Mehrunes Razor over there too. Yep, indeed. Physical weapons
Butler's work is never done.
definitely end up becoming stronger than the summoned weapons. Absolutely, when you consider tempering and enchanting, especially if you're investing perks into those skills. Bound weapons don't have that, but with Ordinator, they do add a lot. This whole branch here, you can deal more damage, get Soul Trap, though that's all vanilla. But then you start, well, actually, I think Banishing Daedra is vanilla as well, but this also turns undead, does 100 extra damage to non-conjured Daedra, and then you start getting into the good stuff that starts making up for the lack of being able to enchant and temper your weapons here. So you get it kind of like a damage over time that halts magicka and stamina regeneration, and then also actually drains it. And then once both of those are depleted, then you just start doing magic damage per second. So you deplete all of their resources and then start doing health damage. That's a damage over time thing. And with Wildcat, being out of stamina is a very dangerous thing. So that's very powerful. Reducing magic resistance, which is great for the synergies for the destruction spells that I'm casting every time I do a bow shot. 20 extra attack damage and 100 points of armor rating for 5 seconds when the target is struck. So yeah, it does make up a little bit for it. You can obviously get much more powerful if you're crafting your own weapons, tempering those, and enchanting them, but Ordinator does help a bit. Oh, let's make sure I can't disenchant any of these. Nope, that's all stuff we've already had. Oh, actually, Chill Rend. I can display somewhere. Staff of Magnus, I think I can display somewhere too. Mehrunes Razor, I can display. Okay. Mostly just alchemical ingredients now, but I want to put some of the unique stuff away. The Mehrunes Razor. There we go. And Chill Rend is over here somewhere too. It's going to be right there. Oh, and the Staff of Magnus. I think goes over in the Enchanter. It's right here, I believe. Boom. There we go. Now just have to dump all the rest of the alchemical ingredients and we'll be on our way to the Twilight Sepulchra. All right, I think we're ready to fly, folks. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and put a pin in this Nightingale stuff. Should be able to blast our way through this without too much issue. We shouldn't have to sneak or anything. I wonder if these ghosts will give Eldritch pages too. Most ghosts do, even like the non-human ghosts. So let's see, does anybody have any cool weekend plans? I think I just got a little bit of yard work to do. I want to grind some of the Street Fighter 6 season for the next couple weeks. I want to get some Diablo in. Work on my Nemesis guide, Nemesis build guide a little bit.
For what seems like an eternity.
Oh, the wife and I have been playing Beat Saber on PSVR 2 as well. Might be doing some of that this weekend too, I think.
In fact,
it's been a lot of fun. Just slicing up different colored blocks to music.
Blinded by
in VR. Come on, lightsabers?
Perhaps if I had been more vigilant.
It's kind of lowest common denominator entertainment, but it's it's really fun. And you get a good workout with it too. It really gets you moving.
How do you know of me? The key! You have the skeleton key! I never thought I'd see it again. And Mercer Frey? Then, it's over, and my death wasn't in vain. I owe you a great deal, Nightingale.
I just did this to get rich.
Were I able to provide it, I'd shower you in wealth for what you've done. My only regret is that you had to undertake this task alone. Carlisle? She's still alive? I feared she'd befallen the same fate, ending up a victim of Mercer's betrayal. Nothing from the
I'm just gonna skip. We've all seen this 1,000 times, right?
When Mercer stole the key, whatever damage has been caused can only be corrected by following the pilgrim's path to the Everything.
Do want to go find Nystrom's journal over here. I don't know if this is required for the quest. I don't think it is. I think as long as you have the skeleton key as the quest item, that you'll use it at the bottom of that pit that you get to. Okay, let's get some minions out here. Oh, you guys are noisy, huh? Ooh, they're tough. Gonna hurt. Looks like he's got a Nightingale bow over there too. I thought there was only the one. Okay, yeah, that hurt. Ouch. Ravagors ain't doing crap.
Soon you will. I will return.
Okay. Finally got whittled away by the witch bolt there. The snowberries, for sure, was on my list of top 4 ingredients to plant in your Hearthfire home. Always good to have snowberries on hand because you can make resistance potions out of them. James, you're struggling to get your message out there, huh? Sorry, I just keep seeing something pop up and then get deleted, and then you're starting over. Oh, got poisoned. Trying to let the poison run its course, and then I'm gonna take a healing potion. There we go. Whoops. We still hit that. Man, those arrows hurt. Ugh. So yeah, I mean, it's not a matter of my armor rating being too low, obviously. It's just physical damage just kills Altmer. And I like it because the Altmer are like very balanced with Imperius, right? Because they have some really great strengths, but they also have some pretty debilitatory weaknesses as well. Yeah, this part you just want to stay out of the light. You get a little bit of damage over time if you step out into the light for that little stretch there, so just stay in the shadows, obviously. Still haven't had to sneak once through any of this. I feel like my conjured bow is going to run out soon. Whoops. Keep stepping right on those traps. I don't know. I feel like I'm going too fast through a lot of this stuff. Oh, okay. Dodged through that at just the right second. There's a bunch of bull crap in there that I don't need to go through. Okay, here we go. Now, hopefully... Wow, that took a chunk too. Hopefully I can get through this without having the skeleton key on me physically. Give it a couple minutes here. Next spell after that, fall, conjure knees. Yes. I wish I had that spell right now. Now, which Nightingale boon should I take here? I'm thinking Strife. Just get some straight up shadow magic. Well, okay, no. Subterfuge probably the best one.
Perhaps it's been moments. One tends to
get like a fury thing going.
So, once again, the
that agent of darkness or whatever, that's not good. I don't.
Champion returns it to the seven.
I don't use sneak, so yeah, either the Strife or subterfuge, I think.
You stand before me, awaiting your accolades.
Kitty tails, huh? Is that another
A kiss on your cheek. What you fail to
Quest mod. Okay, I have an
realize is
idea
your
for a
actions
character
were
build, and I'm planning
expected and
about
represents
doing will be
nothing
a
more
spell
than
blade
the fulfillment of your
using spells
dreams.
from Depth of the Reach quest
Don't
mod. Okay.
mistake my tone for
Region.
displeasure.
Religion
After
will be
all,
Hermaeus Mora.
you
Okay, cool. So another dark
obediently
mage.
performed your duties to the letter. But we both know this has little
Quest
to do
mod is
with
called
honor
Kitty Tails.
and
All right.
oaths and loyalty. It's about the reward.
Wait, you didn't have skeleton? No, not technically. Well, maybe.
You'll have your trinkets,
So
your
I put the
desire
skeleton
for
key
power,
on
your
the
hunger
on
for
display at
wealth.
Ryek's End, and it took it
I
out of my
bid you to
inventory. But for
drink
quest
deeply
purposes,
from the
I still had it.
avenue of mortal.
It still
For
counted.
this is where the
So
ancients
Ryek's is
of
pretty good
Nocturne
about doing that. It's like you
fall.
can put the stuff on display, but it's not going
The
to
oath
preclude
has
you
been
from
struck.
finishing the quest
The
that that's
die
attached
has been
to.
cast, and your fate awaits you in the
It's
Evergreen.
kind of like a workaround to the replica system that
Nightingale.
Legacy of the Dragonborn
See
has,
to it the
I think.
key stays this
So instead of crafting a replica to then display, you actually display the real thing. It's just for the quest purposes. It still counts as having it in your inventory, even though you can't go into your inventory and find it. Didn't know that could happen. Yeah, I think it's a Ryek's only thing. I think that if you use other console commands to remove these quest items from your inventory, that it still might cause problems, but Ryek's works around it. No, do not accept Nocturnal. I'm gonna do a quick save right here so that I can re-choose the gift if I pick the wrong one. Oh, it's not ready yet. I have to do the whole Carlia and Gallus
to
thing.
bring the key back safely. Nocturnal seemed quite pleased with your efforts.
Ooh. A little bit of a Caesar there. We're good.
I wouldn't take that to heart. It's her way. Think of her as a scolding mother continually pushing you harder to be successful, outwardly sounding angry, but silently content. I assure you, had she been displeased with you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. The circles at the base of the Ebonmere imbue you with powers befitting a Nightingale agent. The crescent moon represents the agent of stealth. The
No, don't
half
want
moon
stealth.
for the agent of subterfuge.
Subterfuge,
and the full
maybe.
moon for the agent of strife.
I think we're gonna go subterfuge. We already have very powerful destructive magic that we can use if we need to. We don't need a power to do it. Subterfuge gives us a fury spell effect, I think, so we'll use that, I think. So we're using the half moon.
This is Nocturnal's way of maintaining balance.
What do I
If
think
you
of the
ever
build?
feel
I think
the
it
need
sounds
to
awesome.
change your
I
abilities,
don't
you can
have
return to the
much
sepulchre and step
knowledge
onto a
of the
different
spells
circle. Be warned that
from
once
the
you've
Depth of the
chosen,
Reach quest
you
mod.
can't reselect for at least a
Hermaeus
turn.
Mora, obviously, I know about. I did a video on that like a week or two ago. It was pretty comprehensive, I think.
Now, your life as a Nightingale begins. Should the need arise, you'll be summoned to the sepulchre in order to defend it.
But yeah, I would have to know more about the spells from that mod to give you like a complete
The guild
review
is
of your
welcome
mod,
with
but it
open
sounds pretty
arms.
awesome to me.
I feel like
Obviously, you know, I enjoy a dark mage. Playing one right now.
I hope that this isn't an ending to things, but actually the beginning.
It's Frida's. Frida's. Gotta level on Frida's. I love the eyes of the Nocturne. Yeah, I was just thinking that the little glowing eyes in the dark eye holes there.
Why, perhaps the greatest crime
They look like
spree
inky
Skyrim's
pits
ever
with
known.
tiny distant stars in the
There
middle.
are
They do.
pockets brimming with coin and coffers overflowing with riches ripe for the picking. We may be Nightingales,
Very
but
mysterious
in our
and very
hearts
cool
we're
looking.
Still thieves, and we're damn good at what we do.
Hell yeah, we are. Actually, no, I'm terrible at being a thief. I just kind of just blasted my way through everything.
Complete.
Boom. Nightingale Subterfuge added. We are not going to take on Nocturnal as our deity. We have Uncle Hermie for that one. So y'all gonna talk or what? Yeah, we'll witness this conversation for the romantics in the audience there. Why not?
I was afraid you'd become like the others.
If it were not for the actions of this nightingale, your fears would have come true. He honors us all.
What will you do now, my love?
Nocturnal calls me to the Everglow. My contract has been fulfilled.
Will I ever see you again?
When your debt to Nocturnal has been paid, we'll embrace once again.
Farewell, Gallus. Eyes open. Walk with the shadows.
Goodbye.
Oh, I wasn't asking anything, James. I was just stating that I don't have much knowledge of that depth of the reach quest mod that you were taking your spells from. So I don't know much about those spells that you're going to be basing off of. But other than that, it sounds like a great build. I kind of want to look into that mod now and see what it offers. Quest mod mainly conjure and destruction, and I forget, maybe a couple of alteration spells. Cool. Sounds interesting. I do want to look into it. Alright, what's next here? I think that about does it for the Nightingale's questline. I guess I could go do the rest of the stuff to become guild leader for the Thieves Guild, but I don't know. I guess the next thing on the list is just the Civil War quest now. I decided to side with the Stormcloaks for this one just because I'm about to do the Empire side with Scorpion. So I didn't want people to get too burnt out on that, and the Steger has a little ways to go before he starts his full efforts with the Stormcloaks, so I don't know. I was doing the Empire with Scorpion, so I decided to do Stormcloaks with the Nemesis. What's the most fitting race? Well, let's actually head back to Stormcloak, Windhelm. And I do kind of want to check out that mod, so I'll look and then I'll let you know. But generally, I think for Conjuration and Destruction, Altmer is really good. That's why I went with Altmer for this one. I think an argument can be made for Breton and also Dark Elves. I think those are the three main ones there. Just from what you're describing. One of those three would be the most fitting, even though I'm sure you can make any race work for that. Let's take a look. Live streaming, Oblivion classes. It was called Depth of the Reach. Not seeing it. Depths of the Reach. Okay, it was plural. All right. 10 new spells, a new world event system, and 2 hours long adventure that takes you to iconic locations from ESO. Sounds awesome. From Kitty Tail, gotcha. That's the mod author. How many endorsements does this thing have? 712, okay. Not a ton of endorsements, but it's fairly new. Oh, that's different. There's no requirements other than the base game. Total of 10 new spells. Not a whole lot of description of the spells themselves. Posts, maybe? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a description of many of the spells. Maybe, maybe one of these videos here. Two minutes to go over 10 spells. Don't think that's the one I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Here's some of them. Summon Void and Shade. Oh, it looks pretty cool. Damn, that looks pretty awesome, actually.
You should see that work over in Understone Keep.
Different summon spells.
Some new armor.
Well, yeah, this is definitely very Hermaeus Mora themed, I think. Very Lovecraftian.
God might get nervous. A man approaches with his weapon drawn. I want to do something. Hey, what are you doing?
It seems very similar to the Warlock, the Triumvirate Warlock, right? Destruction and Conjuration, mostly. It is a cool cape. I need to get HTT physics installed so I can start getting like the cool physics-based armors. I don't have the capability for that yet. It's like it uses the animation mods. That's cool. That was awesome. This looks really cool, actually. I want to see some of the destruction spells, though. Is that summon teleporting? Looks like he's teleporting to different places. And like conjuring his own lightning strikes. Okay, here's the destruction stuff. Okay. Looks pretty generic. That looks pretty cool. That would be pretty cool hooked up to Lion's Arrow. Very powerful, it seems. Okay, and you got the explosive one, of course. It fits the theme of the rest of the magic, right? You have your little one that does... Wow, you can go really quickly, too. It kind of seems like a combination between the Triumvirate Warlock and Triumvirate Shadow Mage. Which is a cool combo. Wow, so fast. Yeah, I think everything that I mentioned, Dark Elf, Breton, and High Elves would all be great for this. But really, I think any race could work because Hermaeus Mora would, roleplay wise, right? Hermaeus Mora would be able to gift you all these abilities. I keep popping the microphone, sorry. Yeah, that looks really cool. That seems like a cool mod, probably underappreciated. It only has 712 endorsements, but for such a unique magic mod. I mean, you get a quest and everything too. Chests or treasures near these void energies. Yeah, you get like spawns in the world after level 30. Pretty dang cool. Later still, yeah, I'll be on for another hour or so, I think. So if you're back then, we can talk about it, but I think Dark Elf probably well, I think that would be fine. The Dark Elf has the Conjured Ancestors for its unlocked stuff. The ability that you unlock after, you know, whatever that quest is. I think you have to kill enemies notified by whispers like 10 times or something like that for a dark elf. And then you get access to that conjured, like ancestral conjurations, ancestral spirits or whatever. I don't think those count toward your current conjurations. So you'd be able to have those conjurations alongside your ancestral conjurations. That could be pretty cool. But if you're looking to not make use of that because it doesn't fit the flavor or the theme of what you're going for, then probably an Altmer, which you can kind of leverage contingency to cast these things automatically in certain situations, or a Breton if you're looking more for the questing and journey aspect, exploration aspect of things. I would probably go Breton, honestly, if you're looking to do another quest mod with this. I like Breton, but you can do something a little more nuanced, like a shamanistic orc or something that comes across Hermaeus Mora and now is imbued with these abilities, but is more of a warrior at heart and less of a mage. Or you can do you can lean into the monster aspect of it. I think Skypothesis had a concept that used an Argonian with the Murak and Hermaeus Mora stuff to make it more like Lovecraftian, like you're like a monster from the deep or something like that. Oh, I didn't want to go back up to Windfirth. I wanted to talk to Ulfric here. This green magic would work great for Dr. Doom. Yeah, it would indeed. It would indeed. I'm trying to think of what else would go with the green magic theme. I got a lot of purple going on with this character, so I tend to be drawn with whatever purple magic I can find.
Now that the Empire has been driven from the Reach, we can put a stop to the raping of our silver mines. That silver belongs in Skyrim. Damn him. That old bear was right. Did you run into any trouble?
Nothing I couldn't handle.
That's the spirit. I'll get all the details from Galmar when he gets back. Now then, I'm glad you delivered.
So now I gotta take this axe back to Jarl Balin.
Keep your wits about you. The Jarl of Whiterun is known for his...
Okay, so I'm taking on the Civil War quest, both because it's the next thing on the list, but also it's a good way to farm human enemies for Eldritch pages. Alright, my stomach's grumbling a little bit. We've got about an hour left in the stream. I am going to take a quick break here. I'm gonna go get a quick snack and I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so, alright? I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I got granola stuck in my teeth. How about that? Hey, welcome back, Strudel. Hope you are doing well and that your weekend is off to a good start, at least. Yep, timing is everything. Okay. Oh, here comes Vander. What does Vander want
for you.
at this level?
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. I've got a letter and a lot of gold.
Uh-oh, who died?
Something about it being
Stenbar.
Inheritance. Oh, and sorry for your loss. Looks like that's it. Gotta go.
I bet it was Stenvar. That's hilarious. So yeah, Stenvar at the very beginning of the stream, we sacrificed him with our witch bolt in order to power up a Leviathan conjuration to give everybody a sneak peek of what one of the gameplay combos were going to be for this build. And I bet that we got inheritance from him. Stenvar's death, yeah. That's hilarious. So, as dark mages do, we sacrificed his mortal spirit to conjure this massive abomination. Probably a good bit of like his flesh and blood too to reconstruct the damn thing. And yeah, we end up getting paid for it. I like it. Yeah, kind of sad that we were his best friend that we get all this inheritance from him, but yeah, you know. Okay, so now we got to make our way back to Whiterun. I think we're going to avoid fast travel this time because I really want to encounter all the dragons possible, because that's the main thing I'm missing right now, are their Eldritch Pages and Dragon Souls. So we're gonna do a nice leisurely little hike. How about that? We're going to get back to Whiterun. We're probably going to get Balgruuf out of bed because I think it is an ungodly hour. Well, it's only 10:30 right now. He's probably still awake, but by the time we get there, maybe not so much. Karn is running Realistic Needs and Frostfall. I am running I Need, which is similar to Realistic Needs and Diseases. A little more streamlined, a little more modern. It has a nice MCM menu with some features that I really like. So I go with I Need over Realistic Needs and Diseases. And then Frostfall I actually don't run. I was on a survival kick, much like Monica said earlier. How she used to be on a survival kick and really liked all this stuff and then got completely turned off of it. Kind of the same thing happened to me. Frostfall in particular is very restrictive about where you can go and what you can do until you get your sort of exposure resistances built up, or you're wearing certain gear that limits exposure levels. Oh my god, what's happening here? It looks like a vampire.
This is your last mistake. Blood will be
These look like vampires under the guise of being vigilant. Yep, that's exactly what it looks like. This traveling. Ooh, there's another Eldritch Page. We'll take that. I'm not sure if that's one of the ones that we needed. What the hell? I did not mean to do this. Oops, did not mean to do that either. Something's a little wonky here. Okay, well, we got an Eldritch Page anyway. Okay, I kind of want to switch back to Ravagors. They work better as meat shields than the Magisters do. I do like the Magisters in that they pop enemies up, and then I can do some target practice as they fall down. But I think that the Ravagors just work better. Not as high level, I don't think, but a powered up Ravagore actually has a vampiric drain effect that they can use, so they kind of sustain them a little more if they're taking damage on the front lines. And they tend to be a lot more aggressive than anything else. They get up close and personal for melee damage, and they tend to stay there. Temple Grims are good too, but they do more damage against magic, magicka pools and things like that. Looking back at the horizon to make sure that there's no dragons. If we do see a dragon, we're gonna chase that sucker down. But yeah, Temple Grims are cool. They're better against mage enemies. But for just general use, I think the Ravagore is the best. The Leviathan's, you know, obviously the best one, but you have to do the whole ritual spell and everything and try to bind a spirit. And then cast that ritual spell while you still have a spirit bound. It can be cumbersome. Ooh. That's a bear. It's not one of the small and cuddly ones either. Yeah, I don't need any more bear ingredients, I don't think. Okay. It's not often you're like running down the road and hoping that you get attacked by a dragon, right? But that is exactly what I'm doing right now. Just need dragon souls and eldritch pages. The battle for Whiterun should be coming soon. We should have a lot of human corpses to check out for eldritch pages there. Hopefully we'll get some of the ones we need. I wanted to see, that was like the World Scepter or something like that. Scepter of the Worlds. Yeah, I think that's one that we need. Maybe not. Let me see. Do I have the Scepter of Worlds here? Yeah, I do have that one already. So, yeah, that was completely unnecessary. Unfortunately, you don't get to pick and choose which pages you get. Oh, boy.
Hail, friend. It's good to see another merry soul enjoying this fine day. Ah, but you look tired. Come, share a bottle of honey brew mead with me.
Leave me be, you buffoon.
Cheers, my friend.
I have no patience for buffoonery with the Nemesis Arcane Archer. My internet died right in the middle of everything. Okay. No problem, it happens. Internet do be like that sometimes. It's almost like it's just a huge network full of other smaller networks that are still huge and complicated, and it's almost like the network is just a nested layer of complexity on top of another nested layer of complexity until you get just complexity layered with complexity into this huge bird's nest of tangled mess of like wires and bits going everywhere. With how much it goes out, it's almost like that's how it is. It's still iffy, so if I disappear again, yeah, no problem, no problem. Zombies? Foul zombies? They don't seem to be bothered at all that I'm here, and yet I am in combat somehow. You guys gonna come after me at any point here? All right. There we go. Now they're fighting a little bit. It's almost like there's like a nav mesh issue on this bridge or something. They don't want to move, but they'll fight. And now the Ravagore doesn't want to move. I forgive zombies for having strange AI issues. That's very understanding of you. Take their mort flesh, though. That doesn't come around all that often. Good for poisons. Take that forgotten magic tome that I don't have yet either. Alright, let's get another Ravagore once we get on the other side of the bridge. Yeah, I think there's nav mesh issues on this bridge, maybe. Might be causing some issues for both my minion and the zombies. Quick save, that one took a while. Most means that I've been on this save for a while. Let me see here. 109 hours on this playthrough. Pretty fleshed out, I think. Put our due diligence into this guy. Who's that over there fighting that bear? It's like a merchant and his bodyguards. Yeah. Killed the bear while the arrow was in flight, so we didn't technically help them out at all. That's alright. We don't really care. We're just a dark mage doing dark mage things. You give two hoots about the peasants on the rows. Could give two hoots, but wouldn't. I haven't seen much of this guy, and my game weeps at all the effects. It would crash fast. Yeah, actually, we were talking with Enigmatic Nomad earlier, and he said he is doing a playthrough with a lot of different magic effects at once, and his game crashes all the time. I have crashed on stream a couple times. This one, this stream has been solid. I haven't had an issue yet at all. When I'm playing off stream, I never have an issue. But yeah, in previous streams, we've definitely crashed a couple times with all the different magical effects going off, especially in the heat of combat. I think we crashed once with the bone dragon in Labyrinthian.
You know, now that I think of it,
yeah,
that sounds fair.
Good idea.
Just shove off before the others notice.
What do you think, Ravagores? Yeah, I think these folks might have some Eldritch pages, so... Doesn't like stairs, like Ed 209. Ooh, okay. Ooh, went down in one shot, that's good. Hello. Ooh, they're tough. Okay, lost about a third of my life. Yeah, he's squishy. This guy's squishy. As Altmer tend to be. Glass cannon character for sure. Relies on his meat shields. Ooh, we got another tough guy over here, huh? A couple of them. Oops. Okay, so as soon as I hit my Ravagore, or any minion actually, with one shot from my bound bow, he's gonna get dismissed, so I want to be careful. Kinda do want to try to flank through these guys though. Okay, we got more AI issues here. Maybe not so much, he's just more concerned with the Ravagores than he is with me. I don't really blame him. Okay, we'll go through and look at all these guys later and try to get some Eldritch pages out of it. Hey, the wind, there she is. How's your Fallout playthrough going? I'm actually curious about that, but I haven't been able to tune in on a Friday in a while. The wife and I last night went to a Diamondbacks game. Are you enjoying it? I do love some Fallout 3, actually. I much prefer Fallout 3 to Fallout New Vegas, honestly, but Tale of Two Wastelands has them both, and I think that's what you're playing, right? Streamed for 10.5 hours? Oh, wow. Okay. The writing in Fallout 3 was excellent. I just loved all the little side quests and everything, all the different vaults that you could get to. They're just so like creative and slinging. You can try that. Just really demented. Creative in the most demented, hilarious ways possible. Went to sleep at 5 a.m. Oh my god. Is this your first playthrough of these games? If that's the case, then I don't blame you at all. I think I've lost many nights sleep to a Fallout game. What's the purple around me? So there are a couple things going on with the purple. Obviously we got some E and B lighting sources on the spells now, so the bound bow is causing a light to be cast on surfaces around me. There is purple around the Ravagors, but I think what you were talking about was the bound spirits. So I have the spell Witch Bolt. It's this spell right here. It's hooked up to Lion's Arrow. So every time I shoot a fully drawn shot from my bound bow here, it casts a Witch Bolt at whoever I'm firing at. Now, if an enemy under the effect of that Witch Bolt, it has a very long damage over time effect to it, as you can see. If an enemy dies while under that effect, the Warlock will bind their spirit. And that only works with the Eldritch Blast and the Witch Bolt spells from the Destruction Tree from Triumvirate. At that point, actually, let's go ahead and kill this Ravagor. I can't bind the spirit, I guess, of a bound conjuration, I guess. At that point, if I cast one of the Warlock conjurations, like the Ravagor or the Leviathan or the Magister or the Temple Grim, it will cast a powered up version of that minion with different powers. So they'll get more life, so they'll be more durable based on the strength of the spirit that you've bound. So if I kill like a bandit chief, he's gonna have a lot more life. He's gonna bind a stronger spirit than like just a regular old like skeever or wolf or something like that. So that minion gets increased life based on based on that spirit. But he also gets the minions get extra abilities too. So the Ravagor gets a vampiric drain ability, like we saw with the red coming off, that sustains them in battle, so they're harder to kill because they're absorbing life from their enemies the whole time. The Temple Grims, I actually don't know what the Temple Grims do, but the Magisters fire a green blast of like it has like a splash damage radius to it, and it explodes. And if it hits one of the enemies directly, then it will pop them up in the air for like a juggle situation, which is awesome. And then the Leviathan, the big abomination brute, will actually chain your enemies to the ground so that they're immobile for a certain period of time. Here we got an Elder Scroll, or not an Elder Scroll, an Eldritch page. And for whatever reason, whenever I activate these Eldritch pages to read them, it also wants to activate my enchanting supplies at the same time, and I don't know why it's doing that. Little bugged right now. That's okay. And I think that there was a bandit chief that fell down here. Yep, there she is with all the glowing bound arrows. So yeah, that's a lot of what the purple effects are going on with my character in battle. That gives you a rundown of also the playstyle that I've been running the whole time with this guy. It is, I'm playing off of the synergy in the Warlock archetype of Triumvirate between the powered up minions and the destruction spells that bind spirits. I'm attaching those destruction spells to Lion's Arrow, and I'm using a bound bow to launch those. And then once I get a good spirit bound, that's when I switch over and cast a powered up minion. This is a non-powered up minion, so he doesn't have that purple glow to him that he does if he's actually using a bound spirit. That's just a regular one. And there you go. That's a rundown of how this build works. I was referring to the bound spirit Mathingabab. Yeah. Eldritch Scroll, Eldritch Page, yeah, an Eldritch Tome, yeah. So kind of an Elder Scroll, I said Elder Scroll. I was trying to say Eldritch Page. The Eldritch Pages. This is from Hermaeus Mora in Wintersun. I do have a guide of that on my channel. It'll walk you through everything Hermaeus Mora does. But basically, you get a chance to find these Eldritch Pages on slaying humanoid enemies and a few other outlier type enemies. And you can read those pages for favor with Hermaeus Mora, and then you can also bind 8 of those pages of the same type into an Eldritch Tome, which gives you a permanent buff, a permanent passive ability. So all of these Eldritch Tome abilities here, Minstrel of Arcana, Rattling Bones, Skeins of Life, these all give you permanent buffs after you read those Eldritch Tomes. So I'm still looking for Eldritch Pages for, I don't know, I'm missing like 2 or 3, maybe 4 different tomes of varying degrees of usefulness for this playstyle. But the pages that you find are random, so I'm still looking for a few more. I'm looking for, I think, Fury and the Emperor and a Student's Tower. I'm looking for both of these, I believe, and maybe Words in Old Stone. I think everything else I have. Elder Sprawl. We need a humor TM font. Yeah. Yep. Put some butter on that elder roll. Ravagor go boom. Still no dragons. Oh, but I do need to continue summoning Durnavir to get that Soul Tear shout. So let's get Durny going a little bit. Summon Durnavir. I've summoned him once already. Oops. What the hell happened there? Oh, I must not be targeting the ground correctly. Ah! Am I busted? No, should be okay. Just haven't been able to find a spot that I can actually summon him. Okay, maybe we'll have to go out to the plains a little bit. Try looking all the way down. Your Dragonborn is sneezing in the middle of the shout. Yes, he is. Welcome aboard, GG, by the way. Good to see you again. Yeah. That's annoying. Let's see if this guy has an Elder Scroll, or an Eldritch Page on him. God, that's too similar. Too similar. It's not even fair.
Never should have come here.
Really? Oh, that went right through him somehow. And that last one didn't hurt him at all. Okay, that's Ordinator. I think that's the distorted shape perk that alteration mages get, where they for like 10 seconds after they cast a flesh spell in combat, they are invulnerable, basically. Very powerful. So there I bound his spirit, and then I offered that spirit for a powered up version of this Ravagor. Very cool synergy built into the Warlock spells in Triumvirate. So I take a little break from combat to cast up a new summon that is powered up with a spirit, and then recast the bound bow, and I'm back in action. Kind of bummed that there hasn't been any dragons on the way out here. Need the dragon souls for sure. Let's see. Once we get into a better clearing over here, let's try summoning Durnavir out over here in the plains a little bit. Don't need any salmon. I've summoned him once already without an issue. Ah, there he is. Yeah, it was just something about that terrain over there. He didn't like it.
Time I am set free from that prison. Hear now the second word of soul tearing. Vaz. Meaning to tear your enemy's soul.
Yeah, I think Strudel, that's what I was thinking. It needs a larger space to summon. I think a lot of people gave up on summoning Durnavir because they probably thought you had to summon him the same way you call Odaving. But no, you have to shoot down at the ground for this one, which I know you know. Probably most of the people in chat here know, but I think most of the casual audience might have never gotten Durnavir to work because of that and just gave up on him. Kinda wish he could kill Durnavir and take his soul, but he's got something special going on. Oh man, this would be a frightening sight, right? An envoy from the Stormcloaks visiting Jarl Balgruuf with a dragon in tow, an undead dragon. That doesn't get you to bend the knee. I don't know what will, huh? Don't think you can do it in the road. Yeah, maybe. Might have to be on non-road terrain. I don't know. Did I just summon him on the road just now, though? Or maybe he was just off the road. I don't know. Skyrim can be wonky, especially with its terrain. Am I busted now? Or is this just a parallax thing? We should be alright. Yeah, could you imagine being like a citizen of Whiterun and then this like dark hooded mage walks through the gates with this gnarly looking beast in tow and then an undead dragon flying above him, blotting out the moonlight? Kinda wicked. High Elf Stormcloak, Ulfric's bear-wearing butler, must love that one. Indeed. Indeed. Every turn. And yeah, I would recommend you look at Kitty Tail's mod page. Make some very unique spell packs, mods, and depths. Quest 3 more, and then also a couple of Star Wars mod lightsabers blaster. Interesting. Sounds like a mod author that has slipped through the cracks for a lot of people. Yeah, that spell pack that you told me about looked really cool. We were watching it on YouTube a little bit. It almost seemed like an Apocrypha flavored spell pack with some destruction and conjuration spells and also like an alteration spell that made you zip around really quickly. And just like green stuff, green glowing magic all over the place. Pretty cool. Just heard one. Thought I saw the shadow. A dragon? You wanted a Durgan? I think it's Durnavir. I think he followed me into Whiterun. Yeah, I was able to summon Durnavir outside of Whiterun. I'm pretty sure he followed me in. Okay. Yaraballin. Oh, he's still up at 1:22 in the morning.
It's good to see you again.
Did he now?
Oh, he did.
The man is persistent. I'll give him that. I suppose it's time I give him an answer. Ventus, what do you make of all this? If Ulfric were to attack Whiterun?
As in all things, Lord, caution. I urge us to wait and see.
Pray wait.
I'm of a mind with Irileth.
And then you ask him if he gets to the Cloud District very often. Yep.
I'm not a fool, Proventus. I mean, it's time to challenge Ulfric to face me as a man. or march his storm cloaks up to the gates.
He'll do no such thing. A dagger in the back is all you could expect.
He was rather straightforward with Torrig.
Torrig? He simply walked up to the boy and murdered him.
That boy was High King of Skyrim.
I'm not the High King, but neither am I a boy. If Ulfric wants to challenge my rule in the old way, let him. Though I suspect he'll prefer to send his storm cloaks to do it for him.
True. He's already proven his personal strength. Now he seeks to prove his armies.
Oh, Wind, by the way, I did have the idea for a Fallout Friday stream a while back. I just never have been able to find the time on a Friday to do it. But I think Skyrim players at some point, they most of them end up playing like Fallout as well, or at least moonlighting with it a little bit.
It seems cowardly.
And I've had the stream name Fallout Friday stuck in my head for like a long time, but I was glad to see you actually take up that mantle. You pulled it right out of my brain.
The Jarls weren't asked. We were told.
I do love playing Fallout. I would like to do streams of it and stuff, but this is kind of a Skyrim channel at this point. I might have to. I'm going to be expanding to Starfield a little bit. I think a lot of Skyrim players that skipped Fallout on their channels are going to do the same thing. So I'm hoping I don't lose too much viewership. I'll still be doing Skyrim and stuff, but yeah, the Fallout thing is something I wish I was able to expand more too.
The esteemed Jarl
you should do it anyway.
Has my answer. Make sure he gets it. Proventus. Bring me my pen and the good
God, look at that's all I do anymore is run war axes back and forth between these knuckle dragging Nords.
Clear before I accept these legionnaires.
I'm glad you're enjoying it so much though. A 10-hour stream is awesome. How is your audience taking to it? Well, you do other stuff. You're more of a variety channel, right? Anyway, you're not just Skyrim all the time. You do like Phasmophobia and other things, so you're probably okay. Once you've been kind of pigeonholed into one game, though, it's kind of hard to branch out into the other ones. Tried to stop? Yeah, that's awesome. You get your best viewership with Fallout. That's amazing. That's awesome. I know some like Belisarius is the Skyrim build guy. He does Fallout, and it seems like a lot of his like the vast majority of his Fallout content gets like a fraction of the views that is. Well, there's Durney again. I hear him. Yeah, that's definitely Durnavir. You can tell by the holes in his wings. Yeah, Belisarius' Fallout stuff doesn't get nearly as much love as his Skyrim stuff, unfortunately, because his Fallout stuff is really good. Mostly focused on Fallout 4, though. Twitch might be a different creature. Nearly hit 100 viewers last night? Oh, that's awesome. What would you suggest for class birth sign of the build? Are you using classic classes, James? Yeah, okay. Well, obviously, I think you want to do destruction and conjuration, right? What is he doing down there? Oh, he's just getting some water, I think. You behave yourself, Durney. I don't want to fight all these, I think we'll take this road back up. We'll take a different route. We'll take the route through Heljarken, I think. To get back up to Windhelm. So yeah, conjuration and destruction would be a good one. It's probably very similar to what I took, actually, with this guy. It sounds very similar. What kind of combat skills are you thinking? You want to do any like melee or bow? One hand. Okay, so destruction, conjuration, one hand. That spell pack that you told me about, it has alteration in it also, but it doesn't really look like a lot of that stuff would benefit too much from perks in the alteration tree, right? Unless you want to do flesh spells to augment your armor or replace armor. So that frees you up. Yeah, you got one hand. If you're gonna do block, I would pick block. If not, then you probably need either alteration for flesh spells, or light armor or heavy armor. You pick one of those three, or you can just go sneak. If you have sneak, you don't really need any defense for the most part, I think, right? Other than that, things like the crafting skills, obviously, enchanting, alchemy would be super powerful to get your gear to augment those spells that you want to do. You can enchant a dagger for if you've run out of magic, something with like paralysis on it, or something just really super strong. Get defense through offense. For the birth sign on this one, I took the mage, because that extra 30 points to magicka is really, really important and really, really valuable early in the game when it's like you're having trouble casting any of the stuff you want to cast. So that, combined with that novice magehood that you can find in Helgen, in the dungeons, pretty much gives you access to any of the spells you want to be able to cast early on, including the bound bow or bound weapons or whatever, if you want to go that route. So yeah, one-handed, conjuration, destruction, and then you pick a defensive spell, so either alteration, light armor, or heavy armor. So that would give you 4. And then how many do you get? Let's see. I think you get 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So we got 4, and we need 2 more. So yeah, just crafting after that. I would do alchemy and enchanting. If you're wearing armor, then you might want to think about smithing, maybe. But enchanting and alchemy will be useful for everything. Smithing's only useful for weapons and actual armor, right? So that should be your class. And yeah, birth sign, I think it's hard to argue with just the mage. It's kind of boring because it just gives you an attribute increase, right? But it's extremely useful. It really enables you to do a lot of things earlier in the game than you would normally be able to. If you think about it, you get 10 levels per each attribute for whenever you pick that attribute. When you level up, you get 10 points in that attribute. So 30 points, I think it's 30 points. It might even be more than that. Let's see. So mage birth sign increased by 30 points. Okay. That's 3 levels worth of magicka that you don't have to spend on magicka. You can spend on stamina or health for survivability reasons. Getting some water down this rotting undead gullet. That's got to be a smell later. Yep, indeed. Got to smell bad enough when he's dry, right? I remember one time I made Death inspired by Discworld. It went conjuration and two-handed. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I've been... so the Diablo 4 Season 1 is coming out soon, and I've been starting to think about like what type of character that I want to play for that season, because you got to start a new character for each one of the Diablo seasons. If you want to participate in the seasons. And so I've been thinking about kind of like a Blood Knight type thing with the Necromancer, with his Sieve, or Scythe, I guess is how you pronounce it correctly. But that also has me wanting to do like either like a Death Knight or a Blood Knight in Skyrim as well. I think would be cool. Something with heavy armor and maybe a little bit of blood magic, some hemomancy. But I've also been thinking about Crusaders too. I kind of want to do like a plotting Juggernaut heavy armor build as well at some point. And I don't know if I just want to do a regular Oblivion warrior, get back to the Oblivion classes, or if I want to do a Crusader with some restoration. Or like something like a Blood Knight or a Death Knight. I don't know. I also have, I still want to do my Marisa Imperial Juggernaut character as well, which is styled off of that Street Fighter 6 character that I've been playing. So that would be unarmed, but heavy armored, which is kind of a unique concept in itself, because if you're going to have an unarmed character, you're already locked into the light armor skill tree for all the unarmed perks. But there's nothing saying that you can't be wearing heavy armor while you're still taking advantage of those perks in the light armor skill tree. For the unarmored stuff anyway, or the unarmed stuff anyway. So it can be heavy armor, unarmed, and I think through Spell Scribe we're going to be doing the Arcanum Fire Blast spell, which kind of is a short-ranged but powerful fire blast that staggers blocking enemies. So that's kind of like the Gladius punch or the Superman punch from Marisa in that game. I think that would be really cool. And then we could do the that one perk in the heavy armor tree that causes people to run away because she's just so damn imposing. Primal Fear, I think, if wearing all heavy armor, walking but not running toward living enemies within 30 feet of you may break their confidence, causing them to flee for 8 seconds. That would be so cool. And just have people... I just think it's awesome just to have like a huge, towering, massive juggernaut, heavy armored character just walking through like a Civil War battlefield and just have Stormcloaks just running away in terror of the sheer just imposing nature of this character as they get punched into oblivion. So cool. And that character is actually in Street Fighter. She is a huge fanatic of those ancient Roman soldiers, like the Spartans and everything. She's very Spartan based, I think. So like the Roman flavoring of the armor and weapons from the Empire side of the Civil War will fit really well with that character. The only thing is I don't think I can get the body type right for her for a female character, so I might have to bend a little gender to try to play. I might be locked into just the male body for that one. But see, I might be able to play with like a female voice or something to get the aesthetic just right. I don't know. She's the rare hulking, muscular female character in a Street Fighter game. Kind of hard to pull off in Skyrim. Wish it were easier. Newer games have been better about that. Cyberpunk and Hogwarts Legacy, they let you kind of use whatever gender body parts and create the character that you want, really. And a lot more liberal with things like body sliders and getting the right body type that you want and everything in a character customizer. Skyrim's not so great about it. Okay, so we are almost back to Winterhold, not Winterhold. I can always get Winterhold and Windhelm mixed up. Oh, more zombies. Look at this. Didn't have any problems with the nav meshes on that bridge. Oh my god, they totally tore apart these Ravagors. These are like high-level summons. Got ripped apart. Ouch. Okay, well, doing almost a third of my life with each hit. You can kind of tell why. Summons are just getting destroyed. That guy's on his dying breath, so Witch Bolt should take care of the rest of his health pool.
Guess it's all clear now.
Some sort of selector for CC content? No, I'm so what I did with the CC content is I downloaded them through just the game, right? You can go through the game and it'll take you to the CC management like page or whatever, and I just went and downloaded all of those, and then they show up in MO2 as regular mods. So at that point I just went into the file system and I found where Skyrim downloaded those, and I packaged those up and I made a mod out of them. So yeah, now I'm managing them exactly as if they're a mod in Mod Organizer 2, which I was gonna try to make a video on it, but I thought it was gonna be a nightmare trying to support this for everybody, so I didn't make a video on it. So I have a section now in MO2 that has all of the Creation Club and AE content manageable in MO2. So yeah, I packaged these up, I made mods out of them, I installed those mods through MO2, and now I can manage, I can turn them on, I can turn them off, all through MO2. I don't have to go through the CC page in the Skyrim app at all. Kind of proud of that. I thought it was kind of a stroke of genius on my part. I haven't seen anybody else doing it that way before, so it might be a Karn 114 original. I can give you the idea. I was kind of happy to be done with it because it was kind of tedious and everything, so I don't know how much I can actually support you in doing that. But feel free to use it. Tutorial when? Oh man. Yeah, that's the thing, is I could it's hard to make a video on it without walking you through step by step, and once I was already done, it's like I didn't want to go back and like undo it all so that I could do it again. But I might. If I'm starved for content on my channel, I can do something like that. Oops, I didn't read that page. Oh well, that's getting a lot of Eldritch pages on these zombies. That's awesome. But yeah, just supporting people in the comments of YouTube, trying to get this to work. There's a lot that can go wrong with this, and there's a lot of nuance to it. I just thought it was going to be like a support nightmare, so I didn't I didn't want to be the guy to come to for help with this stuff, you know. A lot of CC content you have to consciously avoid not to be too OP, so I didn't update yet. Yeah, so what I did is I went through all of it on my own to make sure that it worked. Some of it works better than others with my mod list. There's a few things that look really wonky with the different like mountain and like road mods and terrain mods that I have. So I left those out. A lot of the player homes and stuff was just covered in grass, and I didn't feel like going into the CK to remove grass because that's not something you can do in SSE edit. So I left a lot of the home CCs, the player home CCs out. But a lot of the other stuff is in, works great, not a problem at all. Good thing Elder Scrolls zombies don't infect you. Yeah, yeah, they're more just zombies in the sense that they're undead. They're not like, they're not a plague, right? They were just risen by some necromancer. Yeah, they hit hard too, man. Definitely would have become a zombie if that were the case. Ice pile. Still there from earlier, I think. Yeah, for some reason, Ice Raids actually dropped Eldritch pages with Winter Sun. Don't know how or why, but... Still no Durgans. hot seat the writer had. Yeah, kinda. Oh yeah, by the way, I said I went and found where Skyrim downloaded those things. They install them right into the data directory, like old school modding. They plopped them right into the data directory of your install folder. So at that point, just, you know, right click and get everything packaged up into a zip file and move that somewhere else to wherever your archived mods are. Install that through MO2. Enable the ones you want, disable the ones you don't. With each one of those profiles, and you're good to go. But you do have to download them through the app first to trigger the licensing on it to make sure that the game knows that you have access to these things. Otherwise, it's going to cause issues when you try to run it the next time. But yeah, and that's also the only like legal way to get a hold of these creations is through the app itself. So I can't like package these up and put them on Nexus for anybody because that's going to be violating terms of agreement, terms of use, and things like that. All right, where's Ulfric?
Not a peep. Those prissy Bretons can't be made to lift a finger to help their neighbors.
I suppose we shouldn't be surprised. I'm not sure why Tullius is wasting his time trying to... Then I was wrong about him. You're right, Galmar.
What is with the fishing?
I'm in no mood to joke.
Give the word, my lord, and Whiterun is yours.
The farm is cool too, but there are farm mods, that's true.
I've toured our
just stay non-upgraded. Yeah, I was kind of of the same mind, just because the Creation Club stuff on itself was so expensive for what it was if you bought it individually, but when the AE upgrade came out, all of a sudden all that stuff became worth it because the price was so low. So I went ahead and got it, and there's a good amount of good stuff in there. Like the Bow of Shadows is really awesome. There are a couple quest mods in there that take you to like to Oblivion or explores like old dwarven ruins and things that we haven't seen before. Some really cool mounts that you get. Fishing is awesome, but that was free. You get fishing for free. Yes, it is a mod, and it wasn't really Creation Club. That was part of the well, I guess on a technical level it was part of Creation Club, but that if you download the AE version of the game, you get fishing for free. It just comes with it. The fishing, the rare curios, and there was the quest mod as well, and there was something else. I think there were 4 complete, or was it 3? It was 3 or 4 different creations that you got for free just by upgrading your game to the AE version. You didn't have to buy anything.
A new day is dawning, and the sun rises.
Secondary skill, I use
and the sons of
Classic and Classes and Burst Science Reimagined, and it doesn't offer secondary skills. So that one I'm not really sure. I know in Oblivion you got secondary skills or minor skills or whatever. They kind of they progressed a little slower, but faster than like a non-specialized skill.
Then I commit them to whatever gods they still believe.
Saints and Seducers, that was the one, yeah. That's right. Fishing Curios and the Saints and Seducers, yep. So it was only the 3, right? I bought the GOG version, and someday we'll install it to play the 4 free add-ons. Nice. So now we're heading back to... Oh, I gotta get my orders from Galmar. Okay, I thought I was heading back for the Battle of Whiterun. Oh my goodness, I'm over my...
Fight well or
I'm over my time here.
Talos be with you.
Talos be with you. So we're gonna... You know what? You guys good to hang out for a little bit? I think I'm okay, good to hang out. I usually try to limit my streams to 3 hours, but I kind of want to do the Battle of Whiterun here. Let's do the Battle of Whiterun and then we'll call it a day. There's a mod called Rebalancing Anniversary Edition that lets you adjust when quests start and how you get houses. Okay, so it's kind of like Oh, what's that one mod called for vanilla that does kind of the same thing? Like the choice is yours or timing is everything or something like that. More houses? Yeah. That got Strudel's ears to perk up. Timing is everything. Okay, yeah, that's the one. The choice is yours is like whether or not to even start the quest at all when you encounter it, I think. It can kind of go hand in hand a little bit, but fundamentally still different.
They say that our cause is false, and that we are nothing more than thieves, thugs, and murderers.
You have some of Eleonora's stuff in your game too, right, Strudel? I'm pretty sure she's done at least a few of those homes for the CC.
We are the sons and daughters of Skyrim. And we have
I don't have all of them in my load order just because I was, as I said, it's like they were just covered in grass. They were hard to see like the planting plots. And I didn't feel like I really needed them with all the other stuff I had going on. But I do have a couple of them that are a little more subtle from the outside. Who was it that made the epic music video of this battle? I think that was probably Gray Sky. I do have a video of this. I think the very first video I ever posted on this channel was, or maybe not the very first, but within like the first 5 or 6 or whatever, was one of my Unbound characters doing this fight. And I don't know that it was a music video, it was just raw footage, but I think that Gray Sky did an actual produced music video of this fight, and it was epic. It was really cool.
What true lords look like.
Oh, Gale likes a player home too. Yeah, I would say that the player homes, with the exception of 2 or 3, maybe 4 of them, you can do a lot better on Nexus than you can in the CC. Generally, the player homes with the CC are a bit kind of vanilla and underwhelming. They don't offer a whole lot. There are a few more like themed ones, like Mirror Watch is awesome. I haven't actually gotten to that one yet. Gallows Hall or Gallows Rock is really cool. That's another player home. And then there's the vampire one around here somewhere. I don't remember where, but basically it's under the guise of inviting you to dinner. That's one of Eleonora's, actually. I think you get invited to dinner, and then it turns into basically a death fest full of vampires. And once you kill all the vampires, then you get to have like the vampire themed home to yourself. And that one was cool too. But the other ones, like the homestead, is nice because it's a farm. But then there's like Hendraheim and. There's the one outside of Whiterun. They're both like really kind of basic and unnuanced, unflavored. Where are my Ravagors? I'll get some new ones in here anyway. Of Spirits Bound. I won't be surprised if I crash with all the fire effects going on, plus all of my magical stuff. No way I'm gonna be able to get him through. Oh, I did actually. I got him with the Witch Bolt. Oh, I do want to check these corpses too for Eldritch pages. I can farm for pages. These corpses are already getting cleaned up though. Can I get up here? I don't think I can. Ouch. Okay, that didn't hurt too bad. That's all right. Yeah, let's just check these corpses as we get them. Forgotten Magic. Death Guard. That'd be cool. I should start doing some Forgotten Magic based builds too. That would be cool. Running. Coward. Where'd he go? Did he get cleaned up already? That's hilarious. I'm gonna do a quick save here before I enter the city, just in case we get a crash. There is a lot of stuff going on for this battle. Probably stressing resources. One or two player homes. Ravagor's in. Okay, good. Only need the one for right now, I think. Cast another one once we start binding more spirits.
I don't want some snuff.
Hey, enough with the chit chat. Less talky, more fighty. We got an important job here. That looks like a storm cloak. Oh, that's a Whiterun guard. Okay. But with all these armor replacers, it's almost kind of hard to tell who is who, especially in this light.
I got something for you. You'll have to come and get it.
Pox on the Empire.
Ah, there's an Eldritch page. I'll take it. Ooh, another one. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas.
Cousin disappeared one night. Some say that Valmore
Archers. Hate archers. Which is funny, because he is an archer. But that's also like his kryptonite. His biggest weakness is enemy archers. So he is an archer, but he also hates archers. There you go. Trying to chop that Ravagor up with your little butter knife there. Do that all day, I don't care. Ravagor just nudges the cow into the water. Keeps running. The cow is running away, yep. And you, a Stormcloak. They're massive battles with 8 dudes. Well, at least they dress it up a little bit with like the explosions and stuff for this one. Yeah, 8 dudes and dumb AI.
In the name of the Jarl, Baldwin the Great.
Alright, you guys want to do this here? Now? Wow. It went down easy. Too easy. Yikes.
Enough. Keep an eye out for trouble.
That's enough.
Let's check the corpses here before they get cleaned up. I've gotten magic there.
Surrender. Peace! Everyone stand down. That's an order. Stand down! Algrove! Vignar Greymane. Your family was noticeably absent from the walls.
Balgrove!
Why?
That's some cool armor he's wearing though. Talking about armor replacers. That's pretty badass. That's better than the vanilla steel plate that he usually wears.
And you have no place in Whiterun anymore.
Oh, snaps.
Position to hold now. But mark my words, old man. In the days to come, Ulfric will spread his rebellion thin. And what?
If this was my
Having trouble with that witch bolt there, Balgrove?
You wish to see an empire without Talos? Without its soul? We should be fighting those witch elves, not bending knee to them.
Keeps yelling to stand down for 5 minutes after everyone's ready to go home and have a beer. Yeah.
Skyrim needs a high king who will fight for her. Whiterun needs a Jarl who will do the same.
Tell me, Vignar, was all this
Wish you could be a Stormcloak but keep Buildcraft. Yeah, kind of. Like convince him to
faces of men who once called you friend.
maybe not support
about
the
their
Stormcloaks as
families?
much as just play nice with them. That'd be kind of cool.
There is a burning city
Kind of like the Parthenax Dilemma mod.
He's right.
Be cool if there was just a simple little mod that just lets you, you know,
Let us restore order.
have the best of both worlds.
This isn't over. Hear me, you old fool. This isn't over. And you, a Stormcloak.
Yeah, well.
I thought better of you. You'll all come to regret this day.
Get over to
The Empire makes more money, but the Stormcloaks have more fun. Am I right? Okay. What do they got us doing next here? Report back to Ulfric. Okay. Well, I think this is a good place to end the stream, huh? We went about 14 minutes over. But that's okay. Thank you everybody again so much. You know I love hanging out with you playing this game. The game just doesn't get old to me, and I have a feeling that a lot of you feel the same way. It got to you the first time? Yeah, I know. Just the disappointment was like, really? You? It too, Brute? Yeah, thanks so much. It was fun. This was a good stream, I think. Hopefully I can get this build guide out the door sooner than later. I'm kind of putting a pause on all my other productions until then, so this will be the next video that you see is the build guide for Nemesis. In the meantime, I'll be streaming on the weekends, but next week I might be late. I have a friend's daughter's birthday party that I have to be across town at 10 a.m. for, so I'm going to miss my normal window. I'll try to schedule a later stream later on that Saturday, though, because the next week I'm actually going to be out of town in Flagstaff trying to get out of the heat for about a week or so. So I won't even be in town for that one. But next week, probably later, the week after that, I won't be streaming it at all. Sometime soon-ish, we should be having a build guide out. So that's it. The stuff on the channel is going to slow down for a little bit, but it'll pick back up soon. Yeah, okay, I think that's it. If you like this, do check out the links in the description below. There's a lot of like-minded individuals out there who do some awesome content. Strudel's got her fanfic. It's awesome reading. If you like fantasy reading, I'm not going to do much better than that. The Wind has her own Twitch channel. She does Skyrim stuff, but she also does variety stuff. She's started a new Fallout Fridays, which apparently is going very well. I haven't had the opportunity to check it out, but I will at some point, and I do like some Fallout. Who else? Magus was in here earlier. He's got a new playthrough going on Twitch. That should last him a couple of streams before he gets the itch to tear it all down and start over and remod from scratch again. But yeah, his streams are always a lot of fun too. And in fact, Magus provides the armor set on Nexus that inspired this entire build. So thank you to him. I'll go leave him a follow to say thank you. Anybody else? I think that about covers it for people who are here today. Oh, Icarus was in earlier. That guy's got a very nice Skyrim channel. He's putting out new content all the time. He's got a bunch of different character concepts that all kind of fit together. Much in the way as EJ's sort of epic storytelling goes. They are these characters that have their own stories, but they also intertwine. They meet each other a lot, and it all builds up to more than just the sum of the parts, right? So he was in here earlier. I think I have him linked in the description below too. All right, that does it for me, guys. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye, guys.